welcome back to the Council of Reeds, where we talk nothing but comics, movies, and toys. Most of the time, anyway. That's, most of the time.
Jibber jabber.
Lots of that.
Gibberish.
I'm Dylan, joined by Jason,
G'day.
Nitin,
Phil.
Fummy,
Hey.
and Dave.
Sell me a microwave and washing machine.
There's shops for that, bro.
They
What?
never go
I know,
up
you
to
missed
me.
that bit,
Yeah,
didn't
you
you?
missed it.
He rented about...
I went to like
Well-
3 or 4 and no one came up to me.
Did you get your hair out?
No.
There's your problem.
No.
Who
Yeah.
wouldn't want to come up to that?
You
Look
do
at that.
one of these.
Yeah.
They'll be
Yeah,
running.
exactly.
Oh,
Yeah.
my neck.
Stand in front of one of their fans, and that'll help you.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Okay.
All right.
I wish I was here for that. We'll take that up later.
Big one this week, Venom 35 or 200,
Yes.
depending on who it is you're asking.
Yes.
This is awesome timing since I ran out of Venom shirts. This is great.
Yeah.
I'm not up to it.
Also, Tom King's debut Supergirl issue.
Personally surprising.
Very surprising. Got a fair amount of other stuff to talk about too. Guardians of the Galaxy video game, He-Man cartoon trailer, Flash movie news. Finally, that I guess that movie's actually happening for real now.
Yep. Unfortunately.
Okay.
It's terrible. I don't care what anyone says.
Which Flash?
Ezra
The
Miller.
crap one.
Yes.
One.
Oh, Jimmy
Well,
Fallon.
the crapper one. Yes.
Yeah, Jimmy Fallon. Right.
I wish it was Jimmy Fallon. At least that would be entertaining. If that was Jimmy Fallon,
He's
oh,
not
man.
entertaining though. He's
More
terrible.
than goddamn Ezra Miller.
That, I agree.
Wait, they're two different
It's
people?
good on Weekend Update.
He was good.
Okay, and as always, we will close out with thoughts on Loki.
Yep.
And undoubtedly the greatest movie ever to be featured on Film Flashback, Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Film.
You're welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you, Jason.
Yes.
Thank you very much for that.
Yeah, he's your boss. Just calm down.
What a race!
Jesus.
Okay. What do you want to kick it off with, Jason?
Well, let's go Venom.
Venom.
It's the big... No, you can stay.
No, go away. I'll show you everything.
Oh, like,
Well, we can't spoil it for people
Yes.
either.
Venom
so-
Yeah, for other
35,
people, right? Yeah, don't
35
spoil it for them.
/200.
It's a big one.
It's the end of the Donny Cates run. And because it's the end of the run, there's not much I want... Like, I don't want to ruin it for anybody, potentially. Whether you're reading, buying the singles or you buy the... Like, what if you just buy the trades? You're not going to get this last trade for another couple of months. So, end of a run, which will be, I would say, the best Venom ongoing run. Admittedly, it doesn't have that much competition of a Eddie Brock Venom run. Would you not agree?
I can't argue.
You know, like the last, like the Space Knight run didn't last.
It was fun.
The one that first started off as Lee, whatever his name was.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and the one before that was Anti-Venom Flash. So there hasn't been a Brock ongoing for a long time.
No,
Since the
that's
Danny
right.
Way,
Yeah, Danny Way. That was.
which was a good run.
Yeah.
But yes, I don't, and also it ties up all the King in Black stuff, so if you haven't read that, so not going to say much. It's a big, thick, like 70-page jobby.
It's a big boy.
I read this the other night, and I'm like, oh, well, that's enough reading for one night. It was like reading a trade.
is there backups, multiple stories, or is it just
One story.
Oh, that's
But
great.
multiple
That's
artists,
brilliant.
right?
Multiple artists. It's obviously
good. Cover
heavy
gallery.
on the Stegman, but
Yeah.
brings Bagley and a few other guys in.
Because I like...
Um,
Yeah, I like it when it does one story. I hate... You feel gypped
Yeah, oh,
and
no, for
ripped
sure,
off
for sure,
if you have,
totally.
Like,
Especially if it's a repeat of an old story.
yeah, I was about to
Oh,
say
reprints?
that.
That is the worst.
Marvel's and tourists for that, man.
so, like, it
Look at this.
definitely ties up everything Cates has done with King in Black and the Venom run in general, and sets the tone for what might come next with Venom. Though I'm a little curious about that, because what's at the end of that don't necessarily look like the promo images for the next book. That doesn't seem like it'll match up. Yeah, it's a hard one to talk about, because it's just spoiler heavy.
Yeah.
There's not much to say without spoiling, and a last issue of a run, can't spoil it.
Yeah, can't say it.
Just assume
Does it
everyone
lead
dies.
it all into the next large storyline that they're doing with Cage at all?
No.
No ties, nothing to that whatsoever? Interesting. I thought they might have at least linked it somehow to continue.
It's really just all about Eddie and the Kid.
Cool.
Just Eddie and the Kid, essentially.
Like Benny Hill.
Yes.
Cool.
It's very good, very good. First you're like, wait, what's going on here? Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, I see. I get it. And the end, you're like, oh, okay. The end, it's sort of where I thought the book was going for a while. There's some cool stuff.
what it is.
Yeah.
What's the matter with him?
Nothing, man. Nothing. It's not a big fan of you right now. So, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
I got nothing.
What? I swear I read it the other night.
Your
I'm like,
thoughts, Tommy. Give
I
us
can't
your
say nothing about this book. Not even just for you, but like I said, everyone else too. Like, what if you just buy the Donny Cates Venom trades?
Yeah.
Like, I can't ruin.
And we're right at the end of it. Like, we haven't had 31 to 35 trade
Yes.
come out yet. So people that do just read the trades are quite a bit behind.
Yes,
'cause
yes.
You would have been up to 30.
Yes. So,
Could I ask a
I can't
stupid
say-
question?
Oh, is
Yes.
that all the covers?
Yeah.
Is this-
yeah, that's the best
I've
bit.
got
You can
so
look at the
many of
covers.
those.
Can you read
Go
that
on.
You'll
standalone?
flick again. That's your problem.
Finish the
The
book.
book's over.
Yeah. It's
Can you read that standalone?
Can you read that standalone? Or you
Because
could.
you know how
You can read anything.
considered
I
a
know.
jumping on point and
I'll
all
allow
that,
it, Dave.
like anniversary issues and that. You know.
Well, no, because it's the fact that it's 200 is more coincidence than anything,
Yeah.
and a little
Yeah, it's so good, man. It's such
Marvel and their legacy numbers shenanigans. I feel a touch.
Double dipping.
Or
shenanigans.
yeah, it's just.
Oh, triple dip more.
I think because like the first, and you know, he didn't get an ongoing until like 2000 or whatever. You know,
Yeah.
the first decade are all just minis. It just like I don't know. You know, I think that the 200's a bit iffy, but yeah, it's issue 35 and last issue of a dude's run, and 35 is not an accurate description because you had all the Web of Venoms that he wrote, Absolute Carnage, King in
Yeah.
Black. It's more like a 50 issue run, really, by Cates.
Yeah.
50 or 60.
Yeah. So, no, you could read it. You would be pretty lost.
Yeah.
Like, especially if you've never read, like,
Oh, yeah. There's
any of it. You don't know who Dylan is. Not this Dylan.
Flicking
Eddie
through
Brock's
it, with,
Dylan.
like not reading it, just flicking through it. It just seems like I need to know a lot more. It just seems like
Oh,
it's-
for sure.
I would be missing stuff if
Everything.
I'm reading it.
Yeah, like rightfully so because it's the end of
Yes.
somebody's 35
It's
issue
like
run.
watching the last 10 minutes of a movie.
This is our roundabout way of saying buy the trades.
Buy the book. It's a
Or
great
buy the
book.
You know. Like,
No, the Cates Venom run's been amazing.
Yeah. It's definitely been the best.
At first, you know, like that first arc where it starts and it's the Vietnam symbiote, and you're like, what is going on? And then like there were some things I'm like, I don't know. Like, yeah. Seemed like he was just throwing away some stuff and making his own sort of history up a bit along the way. And
But it's all kind of come.
but it all fit.
So
he
far,
made it
yeah.
work to what he was doing without. It's not like he completely threw away stuff. He just changed some stuff.
Yeah, and some darker stuff with the kids as well.
Yeah.
Like throughout that, where I'm up to at the moment, around issue 30 odd.
Yeah. And the kids, not like, you know, sometimes you bring a superhero, all of a sudden he's found out he's got a son, and like but the kid's interesting.
Yeah, especially the way because it's not just necessarily. It was like the symbiote, essentially. Yeah, it was born the kid in one matter of way.
Yes.
Besides him just having the kid, like
Yes.
it was needed because of what was coming, and yeah.
So I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Considering that you'll probably catch up by the time our next podcast happens.
I don't think so, Dave.
Okay.
Calm down, big fella.
Oh, I was thinking, what do you think?
It's tied into too much stuff for me to
Okay.
catch up that quickly.
Fair
Yeah, it's not
enough.
just the five of them.
Like I'm less than a year,
Yeah.
but it's not just that. There's everything in Kin and Black and all the other tie-ins that tie into all the other books that I'm reading, which would just be so out of continuity
Yeah.
because then I'd have to go back and catch up on other Avengers books and catch up on it. Just
Because it wasn't just tie-in, separate tie-ins. Some were
That's
like
it.
Fantastic Four was Fantastic Four 30
Yeah,
and 31.
That's
or
right,
whatever.
like Empire at the moment that I'm up to. It's just like the X-Men and the Fantastic Four, just the normal issue, but it happens to be a tie-in.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just can't do it.
Okay. I was just going to ask you,
Oh,
what
and
do
I've
you
gotta
think
work.
happens, that's all.
Yeah, no, I'm not even gonna. Yeah, I'm not gonna touch that
It's
yet.
like how thick it is. It's got a proper spine on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With lettering.
It's a hefty book.
Yeah.
1,000 covers. And some really nice covers. I generally pretty much always just cover A. Very rarely in my whole collection, if there's very few variants of any kind. So,
And then-
I'm the same, Dana, if you're listening. So I only just got like one cover because that's all.
but
the
I was tempted
Yeah.
by a couple, and I was like, oh, yeah, it's a thick book.
Do we not
Oh,
talk about the Alex Ross variants?
Yeah, they don't count.
They don't count?
No, they don't count.
Alex Ross doesn't count.
No, because they were different. I wasn't buying those for the comic book. That was
That's
for
art. You're buying art.
that was for other reasons.
But the books that you were buying, you bought doubles, right?
yeah, because I needed those books still. I still needed me Avengers and,
And then-
Cap and whatever.
and you're just buying a piece of art. You're not buying a variant cover.
The Alex Rosses aren't even in a comic box. They're in a pile till I decide what might happen with them. I know what I'd like to happen with him, but I don't have the room for that. So.
By like 21 touches
21 touches.
or whatever. How much you got to mount them on your wall?
A bag and board and some blue tack? Cheapo over here.
That's a go.
I've seen these posters are like magnetic.
Mhm.
So it's like those magnetic posters they have, but they actually have like 3M hooks with like magnets embedded.
Uh-huh.
So you can just put it in there, slap it on. But you can also rearrange because it's magnetic in nature.
I don't understand.
Yeah.
The display.
No, so what's magnetic?
Like the poster itself,
Uh-huh.
like it's like printed like
On metal.
on metal essentially.
Oh, yes, like a tin
okay.
sign.
I mean,
And then you have the other magnets like that hook onto it.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Display.
They go on the wall.
Yeah, for like
Yeah.
tin signs and
The
stuff. Is that what you
display.
mean?
The display stuff.
Well, that's what they'd be used for, like number
Probably.
plates and stuff.
No, it's an actual company called Display that make
Oh, maybe.
metal
Yeah.
magnetic.
How's this going to help me put my Alex Ross covers up?
Yeah, they're not metal.
You have to buy
No, you just
a
put
replica.
magnets on the back of the top loaders, and then buy those a crap load
this-
of those like.
This seems like a lot more.
The top loaders have hook holes in them already.
top loaders don't.
Oh, sorry, not top loaders. I was talking about one touches.
Yeah.
Sticky
Anyway.
tape. Sticky tape.
Thanks.
You'll be fine.
Sticky tape.
Sticky
Blue
tape.
tape.
Next book.
Yes.
Where we go?
Supergirl?
Supergirl.
Tom King and I don't even know who the artist is.
I don't know how to pronounce that.
Well, if you don't, I'll go.
Yeah. Yeah.
I couldn't. The first
Oh,
name.
word boy. Come on, word boy.
Evelyn?
Yeah, I'll find it.
Yeah, the last name. Yeah.
last name I could
But the
have worked
first
out.
name, like,
no
I don't know.
idea. I see letters. B.
Bilquis? Bilqua?
Did he say so?
Bilquis?
Ilequist?
Bill-
Make 'em
yeah.
Yeah.
It's French.
Say
Bilquis
French.
Everly?
Real quick. Yeah,
That sounds about right.
mm.
It's very pretty, very pretty. Nice
It
art.
looks
I do
very
like it.
The
nice.
art sold me on it because, man,
You don't want
You
to see
know-
what happens at the end of the book.
I like to buy Supergirl when it looks decent.
Mm-hmm.
The last one had been pretty good. She's off in space with crypto
Yep.
and stuff. And I heard Tom King was on this, and I was not looking forward to it because, like, I don't know, man. He just seems to make everyone like edgy
Yeah.
and dark. Like Adam Strange, like, wasn't he like super broody in his
Yeah.
Strange Adventures or
Well, it
something?
should be just fun.
He was like traumatized. And he had
Yeah.
PTSD
Yeah,
from
everyone's
fighting
got
in a war or
PTSD.
something. Like, you're gonna do that, Supergirl, and he kind of did at the start.
Yeah.
But I was
It was good.
run over by the end.
So as soon as like the first few pages in the book is narrated by the new supporting character,
Yeah.
who's a chick from a different planet that Supergirl's happened to land on or whatever, and
Their planet orbits a red sun.
yeah, so no powers or whatnot.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just good. Like you're like first couple pages, I'm like, what's going on
Yeah.
here? This is very
That's what I said.
very different. Very. He's a super dog. It's okay.
Yeah.
If it's a red sun,
She cops arrows and she's not dead, so I'm
Yeah.
pretty
if
sure
it's a red sun, you said.
it'd be okay. Yeah.
Yeah, but
I know, but that's what I mean. She's
she's standing
yeah,
there
she-
with like, hello.
Yeah, I was like with it.
Yeah, I liked it. A little
How many-
sci-fi fantasy-ness
Yes,
to
very-
it.
Yeah, very much. How
Yeah.
many issues?
The thing it says on the front.
8.
Oh,
8.
oh, that's a lot. It reminds me of a French sci-fi.
Oh, very
sort of
much.
book,
Absolutely.
like,
very European.
Valerian.
Valerian
Yeah.
and Fifth Element sort
Oh
of
yeah,
thing.
definitely.
It's very. It's got a. I know it sounds weird. A very French vibe to it.
Yeah.
Maybe the
Yeah.
artist is
Yeah,
French.
yeah.
It's
but-
the artist stuff.
Yeah.
Well, it's just very different. It's not
Mm.
not your usual book, but
The-
DC are doing a bit of different stuff. You got this and the Red Hood, very manga, black and
Yeah.
white book. They're changing up. I like
The direction as well, like some panels like has a different layout from your standard conventional like American superhero. Like they're talking face to face, but you see both of them. They're not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not like
then-
this. It's.
yeah, angled,
Yeah.
Yeah.
more real.
A little bit. Yeah. And it's just some stuff that you see that you wouldn't normally see. Yeah.
Looks so pretty.
But like, yeah, the new supporting character, she was interesting.
Yeah,
her
like
backstory.
she got a very very distinct voice.
Yes, very. The way
And-
she speaks
yeah,
is
yeah.
very...
Because that made it like it was wordy at the start,
Yeah.
but it was fun. It was entertaining to read. It wasn't like, oh, I'm just reading through text.
Yeah.
Like the
Because
words you're reading's got personality.
Her plot backstory is pretty generic.
Yes.
But yeah, they made it work by definitely her dialogue and her choice. Tom King's choice of her words is definitely interesting. Just the are you agreeable to this or whatever
Yeah.
it is, right? When she's trying to make the deal with the bounty hunter guy and stuff. And very, very impressed.
I was very pleasantly surprised.
I might buy the trade of that then.
It's just different.
Yeah.
Really different.
At first, I was like, "Oh, okay, you're just taking away the powers, like straight away." Like, but no, it's good.
And like the end too, like the cliffhanger, you're like, well,
Yeah.
where's that gonna go?
But also just how she takes it all at the end
Yes,
too. I'm
yes.
like, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah, Supergirl, badass.
Yes. Because I'm usually worried, Superman, Supergirl, if there's red sign or if there's kryptonite, they're just like, I'm
Can't do
helpless.
anything.
I can't do
Straight
anything.
away.
Yeah. Well,
Which is not how it would work if they're a battery.
Superman and Lois, even, the first couple of episodes, he gets hit by kryptonite. He's like, ow, that hurts.
Yeah.
And he takes it out.
Because it should be.
Yes.
Yeah. No, it was good. It was good. All right.
Alrighty.
What else you read?
I read Berserker.
Oh, yes.
That issue 3 of Berserker by Keanu Reeves.
Anybody else read that?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, I've had a good flick.
Yeah, gave that a read.
Damn, it's pretty.
It's great. I'm really liking it.
It's so brutal.
Yes.
Yes.
It's very old medieval.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
It's
no,
like,
Except for that one.
now that I've watched
that
Highlander,
page.
it's like Highlander meets
That
Wolverine.
page
Yes.
and that page.
Good.
'Cause
Drawn
it's
by
words.
Frank Miller.
Yes.
That was good. This one, issue 2 was the origin, so to speak, and so there was much more of that of him in his younger days,
Yeah.
back in, I don't know, Conan times.
definitely Conan
Yes.
times.
So brutal.
Yeah, he's, man, just, whoa. The end where he's just sitting on top. Ooh.
Man.
Rangani's perfect for the art on it, like, because
Oh,
I always
it's
loved
really
Rangani.
nice.
But over the years, he's got looser in his stuff, a little
This
more
is-
sloppier, for lack of a better word.
So-
This is very loose, Rongani.
Yeah,
But
But it fits.
It is Miller, very Frank Miller-esque.
massively. Even like the color choice is very.
Heavy shadow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so cool.
Like, I didn't really care about,
Yeah.
they announced the movie or whatever, but the more I read, I'm like,
It'll make a great movie.
if they pull this off, man, this would look great.
Yeah. Especially if you go hard.
Keanu, this is always going to be a movie.
Oh, for sure.
This
It's
is
the whole
always
point.
going to get
It's
options.
retirement fund.
Money.
And the anime as well, just in
Yes.
case.
Oh, they're making an anime too?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
That will be brutal.
Yes.
Yeah, you can.
There'll be
you'd
no
able-
holds
you
barred
don't-
there.
Yeah, you'd be able to pull this off better as animation than
Oh, for sure.
as a movie.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
Nah, very good. For sure, hype. Hype.
Yeah.
Hype. But it's solid.
But we've got confirmation that it is a mini, right?
Yes, 12-parter.
12 parts.
Cool.
Because the first couple issues it just didn't say of whatever, but this one was of 12 on the thing. Okay. Most interesting is the end. Those last couple of pages where it flashes to present day and it's these psychologists and stuff. You're like, ooh, like the government dude or whatever he's supposed to be. You're like, okay, yeah. And it was good, very good.
Okay, you check out the first of the Milestone Returns.
I did
Static. Season 1. They're calling it Season 1.
Which I like the idea of like, cool, we're gonna do a mini and we'll come back. Season, I could do without the name, but
Sounds like an old Image thing they used to do. Is that right? Or Pilot? They had pilots.
they had the pilots, yeah.
Yeah.
So this follows on from the one shot, the Milestone, whatever that was called. What was that called?
Milestone Returns?
Milestone Returns. Yes, I can't remember.
Ages ago.
Yeah. So in that, we got a glimpse of each of the couple of upcoming books. So in the Static one, he just gets his power in that because of they're at a protest, and the kids get protests with gas.
Experimental
Gas,
gas.
yes.
Yeah.
But it's made by the company. There's the bad company and whatnot. So he beats the bully, who also gets powers because of the gas and stuff. And so this is him like dealing with, oh no, I've got these weird powers now.
They just
Freaked
Spider-Man.
out, and it's so Spider-Man. That's what I really liked about it. The art's weird.
It's Chris Cross. It's very good.
Excellent. I always like Criss Cross.
But the coloring in there is weird, but it doesn't look too bad.
I think they're trying to give it a digital look.
I think you guys said a few weeks
That
back
makes
when
sense.
you went through the returns
Yep.
that it was probably the lesser of the three stories. That
Yeah, it was.
That one, yeah.
No, this was good because it was so Spider-Man-y. It's just Spider-Man.
Yeah. Cool.
And because it's the little not a lot happens to the last couple of pages.
He's
It's
not
really
good
just
Ben.
him at home, how the family is sort of freaked out, how he's freaked out at school, how and it's like little spoilery, but he's not been to school for a few weeks. Goes to school, freaked out. Everyone's going to know he's got superpowers, and some other kid at the school's taking credit and that he was the one that did it.
Right.
Because he's
Oh.
another black kid. Yeah, maybe there are 2 black kids in the school. I don't know, but yeah. So that was
All
just
that
interesting,
diversity,
right?
Yeah.
I don't know about the art.
It's just the weird effects on it.
Yeah.
His pencils are good. It's just the weird colouring and because like it's credited as layouts by Cross, finishes and colours by the other guy.
Right.
So Cross is just really bare bones. I
He would,
think.
yeah.
And then he's just gone over the top.
Yeah.
How many issues are they? Have they said?
It is. I want to say 6, maybe.
Per season? For
Maybe
each book?
6? I'm not sure.
Yeah, put them in my box.
Yeah,
All the
yeah,
milestone stuff. Cool.
Give me that one. I'll put it away. Otherwise
That's
I'll
already
forget.
in.
Huh? Ah.
I think.
No, that's the copy.
Alright, put
Because,
them in my box. Yeah.
But it's good. Teen, just simple teen Spidey book. But I liked it. I liked
It's
it
good
a
to
lot.
have some of them
Yes.
every now and then, like a good start.
Yeah.
'Cause that's how you get some
Invincible.
people interested.
Yeah. Very interesting. Like, I'll reissue too.
And yeah, we talked last time. Like, I like out of all of them, Static Shock was my favorite.
Of course.
All the milestone stuff.
It's just a teen kid with electricity powers, and he had a
And
cool
then-
cartoon.
Cartoon was great.
Cartoon was great. I'll put that away for you later.
Yeah.
Okay. I also picked up Seven Swords. It's an Aftershock book.
Yep.
First issue. I was talking to Nitin about this, and it is very much League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, but with kind of like famous swordsmen.
Yep. So is it like Three Musketeers?
You've got D'Artagnan from
Sure.
the Three Musketeers. Sister Catalina. I think she's like a historical figure. Like she traveled Europe. She was a nun, but she like dressed up as a man and traveled. And I think she was a fugitive as well.
And like sword fight.
I didn't look that far into it, but probably not. I'd say.
Yeah. So always
If
like,
it's real,
yeah,
you know.
it's an interesting nun.
Um,
Better than the flying nun or the singing nun. Stabby nun.
and like Cyrano and Don Juan, so they're all basically teaming up.
So, like,
what's
of
with
their
the
time period.
Isn't
Huh?
it-
Of their time period.
Yes, they're
Or
all-
European.
Yes.
So there's no Zorro.
Oh.
Yet.
Yet.
Hmm.
You'll say.
Anyway.
Yeah, so they're all coming together.
Was there a big Z at the last page?
The Musketeers have been like purged, so
Yep.
D'Artagnan's the last one left, and he basically wants revenge. So he's going after, was it like a cardinal who was behind the
Okay,
whole thing,
cool.
and he's going to recruit like from a whole list of
Ah.
crazy swordsmen to go and take him down. It's pretty interesting,
Interesting.
and the art's real solid. I've never seen this guy before.
Aftershock do some cool stuff.
Yeah,
Well, indies in general at the moment, like there's a lot of good variety of books. And, like there's always been good indie books, but lots of companies at the moment are hitting it. I think with some cool different stuff.
Yeah, it was good.
yeah, I'll definitely keep going with it.
I like that the Cardinal has a broken sword as a cross.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Also, neat touch. They go to like a barber shop, and the barber is like doing surgery on people.
Yeah,
Yep.
That's
that's historic.
context
Yeah.
accurate. Yeah, that was neat.
Interesting.
So yeah, they were barbers then because they. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's historic. Yeah.
Who writes it?
Valentina.
Bianchini?
Yeah, and Sony.
Oh,
That one.
yeah, they did something a while back, didn't they? Yeah, can't remember. We're not very well researched.
Alright. What's next?
Okay. You read something, didn't you, Dave?
Yes, I read Demon Days Mariko from Peach Momoko Marvel book.
Did you read the previous Demon Days issue?
No, I didn't. But you can understand what the story
Yeah,
is
of
going
course,
in
of course.
this.
From my understanding, it's like a feudal Japanese Marvel universe.
Yeah, so it is.
Is that Ogun?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I was
so,
like Ogun.
What's to say about it, Dave?
No, because like
He
there's
wrapped
a
up.
character in here that I'm
Little
confused if
package.
it's actually like a Black Widow style character, but yeah.
Okay.
But you'll find out later.
Is her name Natasha?
She is no.
Well,
But
she's
they
got-
refer to her as Widow and Karuko or whatever it is.
Well, then,
Well, she got red hair.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
right
yeah,
there,
for sure.
so-
Then. Yeah, I would say that's the deal.
Anyway,
Unless the name's Mary Jane, yes.
What's it about?
very anime tropey about.
Yeah, that's Black Widow.
Yeah, look at the shape of that hairpin thing.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
What's it about?
Basically, the daughter is essentially has a secret kept from her, and then she learns of it, and now she's on her way to find herself and her past and who she is and all that. So, very anime tropey. Like the main villain has like sidekicks as any anime boss would have, and like a ranking system sort of style.
So Wolverine, no Wolverine, or Logan, no
No,
Logan.
that's why I picked it up, because I was hoping there was a bit of
Yeah.
over Wolverine.
The first one was like Psylocke heavy, right?
Yes.
And I believe perhaps there was like a certain symbiote on it.
Oh, I don't know.
It was like a snake on it.
Because
On
the
the
only
cover.
like blades I see, it was actually just turns out to be scissors. It's like, oh,
Sure.
It's like, damn it.
Interesting.
But yeah,
I like the art. It's very anime.
I do like the art, yeah.
yeah,
Because Pete drew the whole book.
Yeah.
It looks
Yeah.
like it.
yeah.
Damn.
Team Days X-Men.
Oh, that is so slow. Yeah.
Is that Venom?
That was the first one.
Is that Venom?
I would take that as a yes.
Yeah.
Or they call it like a serpent or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So it's adapted. Like,
Did you get that?
Bloody well better, huh?
Meh. Can't remember these things. That was months ago.
Yeah, well, it shouldn't have been you. It should have been this one.
Was it? Yeah, I don't know.
so yeah, if you like
See,
Peach's
let's
art.
find out.
Yeah.
a bit of anime flavour to
Yeah.
your comics, then worth picking up.
Art's very nice.
Yeah.
I think I like it better in interiors than covers, because I think sometimes the covers get a bit samey. Like the first few times, you're like, "Wow, this is amazing,"
Yeah.
and then when she does like every third variant cover by every company, you're like, "Okay, I've seen it.
Yeah.
Very
Whoops.
nice.
I'll get on the case."
It's not like it's on the freaking cover, eh?
I was like, oh, that's a funny looking snake anyway.
Alright.
You read anything else? Anyone else?
Yeah.
Besides you. What did you read? You read Alien?
I read Alien.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't like the third issue. It just seemed a bit boring, but this one picked up and
Yeah,
it's
this is
really
good.
good. I like,
I'm really digging it.
yeah, no, I like this one. And the story's good enough that I'm distracted from the terrible art.
Oh, he was like Vin Diesel in this one.
Does.
Yeah, it's dreadful. Like the aliens and all them,
They
they
look
look
amazing.
great.
Excellent.
Amazing.
All
Especially
the
that
people
last
and
page,
everything
holy
is.
hell.
Yeah, it's just.
But yeah, the writing
It's just
it's
Naraka.
distracting enough from
just
the
Naraka.
art.
That's a good tool post.
Yeah, no, the aliens look amazing.
I read Silver Coin.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I read Silver Coin too.
Excellent.
Is that the third one? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
What's the third one setting?
Robbers.
Kill it.
So more modern?
Yeah.
Modern as.
Like now?
Oh, maybe.
Because the
it's
first one was
modernish.
like, what,
It's modernish.
70s and issue 2 is like 80s?
It's probably 90s.
So it'd have to be,
Yeah, it'd be
right?
90s.
Have
yeah.
to be.
You don't really get a sense
Nothing-
of exactly.
It would have to be because the next one's in the future.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Yeah, cool. So this one was Brisson. Ed
Yep.
Brisson writing it. It was excellent. Next one, Jeff Lemire. So,
Yep.
yeah. Oh,
This one seems like it's advancing the lore a bit more of the coin.
Sure.
From, yeah.
Not just this is what happened, this is how this poor
Yeah,
soul
yeah,
happened.
the coin.
yeah,
yeah.
It's more of a brutal story of the. Yeah.
This is more, not more on the coin, but gives you, the coin does more.
Sure.
Yes. Yeah, it's a good way of
Interesting.
putting it.
Interesting.
Instead of calling it more.
And I liked issue 2 more.
Yep.
Issue 1 was excellent.
Yep.
Issue 2 I liked more, even though the art was not as great.
Yep.
Because of
Yeah,
the
it was a
slasher.
shame,
Yeah.
that was-
This one was
the
good,
story
but
was
yeah, I like where it's going.
Hmm.
I like Silver Coin. I read the new Fantastic Four.
Oh, the Doom Wedding
Yeah.
stuff? How's that going? I'm a bit behind on FF.
Well, interesting.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil anything, so. But it's good. I like where it's going. I want to see what happens next issue. And I read the new Ultra Mega.
Oh, yeah? How was that?
I still don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
It lost
It's
me.
great.
Yeah.
Did you read it?
No, it lost me after like issue 2.
Yeah.
Like the first one is like pretty easy to grasp, and the second one it starts to be like a bit confusing, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
then it
It's
just
like, there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
And I probably need to read them all again
Yeah.
together.
That's what I'm waiting to do.
yeah, trade will be real good
But
as well.
it's good. It's sort of it's tying back into the first issue now
Oh, cool.
because you see the Ultra Mega from the first issue.
Yep.
All right.
And then like there's more lore on the Ultra Mega itself, like
Sweet.
Atum Ultra Mega. But I like where it's going. I just dig this book. It's
Yeah,
a great book.
I really liked the first issue, but I was like, I might trade this, I think.
It's gonna be a big trade.
Yeah. I like a
But
good
no,
chunk of trade though.
yeah, because like a lot, it's a bit confusing at points, like
Yeah.
with this and that and everything that's going on. Yeah, I might have to just read them all together. as well, Just to,
Some things work.
yeah,
That would be
so-
heaps better, I reckon. Yeah.
Definitely.
But yeah, so
Nah.
that's what I read.
I read crossover trade.
Oh yes,
Yeah, that's excellent.
Yes.
Donny
Yeah.
Cates, man. Donny Cates. we're
everything
talking
touches at the moment, right?
about- Yeah, really.
Now crossover is amazing.
Yeah, it's
So-
because it's so comic booky, but so
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
Like-
Have a bit of that 1985 vibe about it as well. It was a book done about 12 years ago or so
Maybe.
by Mark Miller. Yeah, maybe a bit more. 15,
yeah, I read that. I didn't like the art.
Yeah, that was not.
Yeah.
That was not its strong suit. That was a good story.
Good storyline. Yeah, the whole story, the reveal at the end of,
Yeah.
of the 6, getting him selling me his other trade, God Country,
Yeah.
That's my other
at the
favorite
start
part
of
of it.
issue 4 is
The
probably
best.
my favourite part of marketing I've ever experienced.
I
It was
just
so
really
well
like
done.
that it's him is the narration. It's just the writer of the book,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
And just all the little tropes in the background, and if you're just a comic book reader of other stuff, there's just there's so
Yeah,
much
that
other
double
stuff
page.
going on in the background, and
Battle Pope.
Yeah.
the other like when you see all the trophies and different
Yep.
things, like the one of the person's got you can see a web shooter in the background there,
Yeah.
just all different.
Yeah.
And then what one of the labs is doing, I don't even want to say it because it's so
Oh yeah,
cool.
that's messed up.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to say it. But and what they call those things is just
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
amalgam.
Yes.
So we talked about
Oh,
that.
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah,
sorry,
yeah.
I've spoken about
No,
it.
that was great.
But yeah, the amalgams were so
Yes.
good. So yeah.
That was messed up.
Oh, really messed up.
Yeah.
What about our weekly chat about how great Heroes Reborn is?
Yeah, man.
You know what? I reckon Jay's going to say this is the best one so far.
No, I wouldn't
Don't
say
let me
that.
down,
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't
Yeah,
say
no,
He
I
didn't say
agree.
it. He would.
Yeah, I know.
I
Because this
agree.
was different. This one gave you more. Because this is set after, like, because they were all pretty much one
Yeah,
shots.
set on one on the one person.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
this is the story of everything that's going on. It was very good. Very good.
Flicking through it, it seems like this one tied more to the one shot than the others. With the beginning with Wolverine.
Yeah, because they actually
they,
make an
they're
appearance.
very
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
this is, yes,
More connected
shows
than
this.
yeah.
And like shows you stuff, bro. It's such a tease.
No.
I flicked through it.
Yeah,
such a tease.
The thing? Yeah.
Like
Oh.
I flicked right.
flashback of a different super team.
Okay.
Yes. And it's just one page.
Yes.
And there's something else. There's a few of those in this where it's just one page. And I'm like, they are definitely setting breadcrumbs so they can pick up and do more one shots and more minis later.
For sure, right?
Because like that's the whole thing. You're just like, what do you mean? You didn't need to show me like that page didn't really give much at all, except for to get me excited.
Mad tease, yeah.
But it's been very good.
So
Very
that's the
good.
other reason I can't just catch up because then I'll ruin all my Avengers reading, which
Yes.
then I'll ruin this.
Yes. But no, it's great. Then the backup gave us a bit more moving along the hows and the whys, so to speak. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
I
And just
loved the whole thing.
also, you get to... It shines more light on the squadron's place in it
Yes.
all and how involved they are
Yes,
as well.
yes.
That was interesting.
And it's just so many little bits of both Marvel and DC hidden in there, and like another page. Not a spoiler, but like they go into the Civil War.
Yeah.
The Civil War was obviously Hyperion and Nighthawk,
Yeah.
and its registration, and but it's just like it's sort of like a throwaway page, but just to set up that they're not quite as buddies they used to, or whatever. Like obviously they got back as a team, but there's tension there because of that and other stuff, I guess.
Oh, that's cool.
But it's great. Really enjoyed it.
I'm loving it so much.
Yeah. And so that was the last issue of the mini, and then we got also this week the last one shot, which is Weapon X and Alpha Flight, which is damn good issue as well. They've all been good, the one shots.
I can't believe that they've
Yeah.
all been good.
And it's the last one shot, and then next week we get Heroes Return one shot, which I think finishes everything off, and things will get back to normal, I guess. For
I'm
Avengers.
sad.
But I want more. Marvel, if you're listening, I know you would be. Why wouldn't you listen to me? But give me more. Give me more Heroes Reborn stuff. I need to see more of this.
Yeah.
I need to see some more of the Goblin, more of everything.
Yeah.
Give me.
Okay.
And this whole time, I was waiting for, someone to be Hyperion's Doomsday.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was good stuff.
Yeah. So, it's just... Because it's not... Never do they bash over the head. Oh, there's some stuff's pretty obvious. But a lot of the stuff when you read in the book is just under the knee.
Yes.
I see
Yeah.
where that you're going with that. And what's that? And yeah, it's just cool. It's really good. Even like in the Weapon X one. You read the Weapon X one?
Yes, I did.
So the Weapon X one, you see a lot of some stuff that happened in there, some flashback that in there, and then so in this, because the Squadron's all about America, right? All about America. So this is explained in the Canadian situation, where basically a little bit of spoiler, but nothing too important. They've annexed a few parts
Yeah.
that they needed, like that's got oil and the forests for timber, but then the rest of it just bomb the crap out of wastelandy sort of like there's still people there, but
Well, that's Canada now.
yeah, they took the two parts that had stuff and then just whatever. So the Alpha Flight's
The resistance,
Yeah.
essentially, yeah.
Interesting.
So that was really cool, and it's just I love how hard they've hit the Americanness and stuff.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's been really good. Yeah, Wolverine. Whew. What happens to him in that book?
Oh, man.
Good stuff.
Yeah,
Good
it's messed
stuff.
up.
Well, that's
Yeah.
the thing. I want to get into King in Black and catch up, but this is the thing I really want to catch up for
Yeah.
right now because the way you guys have talked it up, I really just want to get.
And like, it's not for everybody. I've had some people read it and like, oh yeah.
And I probably won't get
And
as much out of it as you guys have gotten as well because I'm not that big a DC
Yeah.
head, but I'm sure there'll be.
Oh, for sure, no.
There's enough
Yeah.
freshness in
Yeah.
there in
And-
Marvel stuff.
It's the Marvel stuff as
Yeah.
well. Like,
And I've been enjoying that Aaron run of Avengers anyway. Even the slower points
Yeah.
I've still enjoyed. So
because it's there'll be some stuff in there you might enjoy. The Nighthawk stuff. Some stuff there. But like it's little things like that where like the Blur, who's the Flash guy, like his missus is Mary Jane basically, and there's some stuff there. You know what I mean? Like it's just even if you don't know much DC, there's still a lot of Marvel hidden Easter eggs in there.
very cool.
So the combo is what's made it work for me. It's not just like because the Squadron. I always like the Squadron Supreme. The original series is amazing, but they are what they are. They're just
Yeah. And if you just hammer that, it would get old.
real
quick.
okay, I get it. He's Superman, but they've given so much stuff.
Love
Man.
Don't get me
Love that.
started with that page. Well, a couple of issues ago when there was something and you worked out,
Yeah.
he's a previous thing, and you're like,
Was that the own face?
yeah. Oh no, I'm on fire. No, it's great. It's great. Harris Bourne. It's been so good. So good. Anybody? You read anything else?
That was all.
No, Dave?
No, that's it for me.
Nitin?
Uh-huh.
Tell me where we at.
August 2020.
It's June.
Oh, that's how far behind I am, brother. So less than a year.
Yeah.
Less than a year. So Doctor Strange just finished. And that was really good. I really enjoyed that. It could have kept going. I really enjoyed Mark Waid's take on Strange and his little debrief at the end of it talks about that, how you got to keep him that stubbornness, but
Yes.
that's still likable. Because there was an annual that came along in between that, and you could tell it was written by someone else, and it just didn't have that same strange vibe that he'd been
Yes,
doing for the
yes.
last few years and what you'd come accustomed to. And I have to actually shout out because I put some crap on him a few months back because he's, I don't know what it was, mate. Look, some artists just don't work for some books in different opinions. And Kev Walker on Spidey, I think it was in between Otley, so you've got a lot to back up as well. But his work in this Doctor Strange Servant Supreme is excellent. His visions on what I think he says at the end on what a cancer demon would look like. Man, there is some cool, like, not as good as Ramos, but some really cool Doctor Strange stuff. So.
I know, to be a good Doctor Strange artist, you got to be type of dude that can do some weird stuff
Yes.
and be a bit more imaginative and you got to give a guy a lot more leeway.
And the whole tone of the book really suited Kev Walker's art, and it worked really, really well. So that was really good, and I'm really sad that that's the last now, and I'm still less than a year behind, but there's no other Doctor Strange to read for a while. So that's a bit of a shame because he's probably become one of my favourite characters in the last few years.
Yeah, I've always been a fan of Doctor
Yeah, I've always been a fan, but I've never read a lot, and since I've been reading more and more, it's just so.
Was it the Aaron stuff?
I think it was the Aaron stuff that got me started. And then X-Men, Phantom X.
Yes.
Tell me some more stuff about Phantom X.
It's a Morrison creation.
Okay.
So Okay.
He's like
so-
the 48th successful clone or something like that.
no, he's because his other name
so
is
is
Weapon 12.
So is the Hickman story the same? Like in that giant-sized Phantom X
Yes.
with the world?
Yes. Yeah.
Holy hell, what a book!
That was a
Holy
great one
hell,
shot.
what a book! Yeah.
But yeah, he was Morrison when he decided that the Weapon X, like Wolverine, isn't Weapon X, it's Weapon 10. So there's all the Weapon X
Yes,
program.
yeah,
they
and
all,
X-23
it all started with
Yes,
the Super
yes,
Soldier serum.
yes.
So Phantom X was Weapon 12, and yes, he was in the
perfect-
world in a not alternate reality, but in a dome sort of thing,
Yes.
and where they could.
Augment.
Yes, everything. They controlled everything. So he grew up in a
But hang on, but the bit at the
not
start,
a virtual world, but
where so like they're talking about the 1 in 1 billion. So they were the perfect two.
yes,
So one they said they were going to get rid of, they didn't actually kill. That was Phantom X that went out into the world, and the other one stayed in the world. Is that the way it worked? Because that was what got confusing at the start.
well,
I'm like, so there was two of them. They're like, kill one
yes,
and keep the other one because one had a diamond on its head, one had
Yes.
a circle on its head, and then there's two of them. And I'm like, okay, so you didn't kill him.
well, 'cause Venom X when Morrison was using him, he was just a fake French thief. Is how we first introduced to him as.
Right,
He's like a super heisty thief, like an art thief sort of thing,
Right,
but
right,
French.
right.
Where he's got a French accent for no reason. He's not actually French. and
Awesome,
It's just Morrison just tripping out
Yeah.
hard. It was. Gonna say he's maybe his most outrageous concept during
wow.
the thing, but he also had Xavier having a
Cassandra Cain.
twin that I
Cassandra Cain.
still don't
What's her
understand.
name?
Yes, Cassandra
Nova.
Cain. Cassandra Nova, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, very.
Yeah, okay.
But like a few years ago, like the Phantom X, there was a chick Phantom X, and it was just like because he had like other personalities, and one became a chick, and
Okay.
yeah, he's just one of those characters that I think you're allowed to go whatever you want to do with him.
Yeah, because like
It's weird.
It's Grant Morrison's character.
So there's no canon essentially. So
No,
they just go hog wild.
Yeah,
They're trying to be Grant Morrison
Yes.
when they're right.
Right.
and ain't nobody good enough to do that except for Hickman.
Yeah.
because very similar sensibilities, just without the acid.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah?
You couldn't have put it any better, to be honest. Yeah, that book was amazing. Like the different sets of heroes over the decades
Yes.
that he was getting to come through. Starting off with the Howling Commandos,
Yes.
of like Nick Fury with both eyes.
Yes.
Proper Nick Fury too. And yeah, and then go, oh, well, let's go to the future and get people. It's like,
Yes.
yeah, because you can. Okay. It's so good.
Yeah.
That was an excellent book. So that was definitely one of the books of the week. That was one of the highlights, definitely, of the week. Let's talk about lowlights of the week. Empire! Jesus. Plant people. So, I think the problem is it's just characters I really don't give a damn about. And I know you're trying to prop up some smaller, like Hulkling and different...
Yep.
But it just... I think I'm into issue 4. And...
If you liked plants more, would you like the Empire more? Because you seem to hate stuff in plants.
Did anybody like that book?
It wasn't well received.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Like,
It
there's...
started off promising to certain people because it was very old school.
Yeah.
One, it's going back to the 80s Avengers, like Cersei, Celestial, Madonna stuff, and Swordsman, and the Coty, whatever they
Yeah,
are.
that's the way I pronounce it, I don't know.
It was cool at first. Like, first couple, like, there's 2 preludes and it's cool, and the first couple issues cool because it's like,
Well, it's before the Cotty came
yeah.
into it, essentially.
And it's like, yeah,
Because there was Kree Skrull War, everyone would come together, and I'm like, okay, now they're going to come and attack Earth, and I'm like, okay, this is cool. And then, yeah, plant people. So, yeah, there's been only a couple of tie-ins for myself because I'm reading X-Men and Fantastic Four at the moment. Yeah, so I'll get through it, but yeah, definitely a low light. Spidey's been okay. Actually, it's not too bad. That Sin Eater stuff going on at the moment.
So they've announced it's coming to an end? Or
Yeah.
Spencer's run's coming to an end?
Yes.
Oh,
So,
really?
no announcement of exactly. I think 75's the last book.
Yes. Nothing
but
what's next
of
yet.
what's next yet.
No.
What else?
I think it's probably time. 75 is a pretty good run these days.
Yeah.
Especially when the book comes out twice a month. It's a bit too much.
Besides
So I'd
that,
look to see who gets
yeah.
that. Chip Zdarsky, give Chip the book. Yeah, cowards.
I'll take that. I'll take that.
I want to see he was on Cap now.
Yeah.
Isn't he overstretched at the moment? Isn't he running a lot?
Zdarsky.
What
Minis.
is- And they're Spidey anyway.
Well, they gave him a Spidey book before. And it didn't last.
Which one?
Was it Spectacular?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're not like back in the day when you can have 3 and 4 Spidey titles or a Spidey coming out every week. You just what have we got into the moment? We've got non-stop, and you've got plus you've also got Miles running around too. These days.
Yes.
So yeah, there's only so much to.
I think generally, like non-stop at the moment, it's not as continuity heavy, and I think the other one's Spectacular Same where. Back in the day when there was 4 Spidey books, they were all running at the same time, you know, like Superman back in the day with the triangles, and the Batmans were all, you know, it was one book that came out 4 times. You know, these days they try to give the secondary Spidey book its own thing, so it's easy to jump on, which is good, but it doesn't make it must read if you're digging Amazing Spidey. You don't need the secondary title because it doesn't cross.
Exactly. And that's I buy Amazing, but I don't buy.
Yeah, like I always buy the first issue. I'm like, that was okay. Sometimes I buy an arc, but I usually I don't. There's only so much Spidey I need in my life. Yeah. I love me some Spider-Man, but you know, wish DC would listen to that and not add another Batman book again this week.
There's like 4 Superman titles as well, right? Right now.
Wow.
They're pretty good though.
Yeah, that's about it.
That was it.
Yeah, no, that was the highlights and lowlights. So yeah.
I forgot. I read Planet Size X-Men. Speaking of X-Men,
Oh yeah.
that was big. That was very big. Yeah, that's a hard one to explain.
Is there much you can say about it?
Not really. No, probably not.
Because you're bringing it up.
It's well, it sets up, I think, because it's written by Duggan, and Duggan's taken over with a new X-Men 1, and Hickman is moving to something else, still X-Men related, but so it's the start of the Duggan X-Men run, I would assume, from, well, I don't know. It was weird. It was cool.
Do we know what Hickman's doing yet?
He's doing still X-Men. It's Inferno, so which is obviously it's just the next chapter of his X-Men stuff. And yeah, Inferno's an old early '90s famous X-Men crossover, like the first crossover, I think, actually. You know, like when we were kids or teens, you know, every summer there was the X-book, you know, Age of Apocalypse, Onslaught, whatever. Inferno was the first, I think, actually. It was the Goblin Queen, what's her name? Moira, and all that sort of stuff. Heavy Sinister, and yeah, since Sinister's such a thing, I assume it's going to be that stuff like that.
Phalanx.
Hey?
Phalanx?
Phalanx would have been after.
Yeah, Phalanx is late.
Yeah, that was after.
That was after, just before AOA. I think it was one before AOA. Because it was the birth of Gen X out of Phalanx.
Yeah.
So that's mid-90s.
I like the Phalanx.
Yeah.
Did you read more orders with the start of the gala? Anybody?
No, I haven't read any of the Gala stuff yet.
Because I put the first issue aside.
Yep.
The more order one just because Doom's in it.
Yep.
I don't know if it's any
It
good.
was like a page or 2.
There's more than that.
Wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 3.
There's some big concepts in Planet Size, I'll tell you that.
Planet size is keyword.
Yes, Planet Size is
How
definitely a
big is
keyword.
it?
It's just double-sized issue.
Yeah, it's like annual size.
Yeah. But they terraform something, shall we say.
Oh,
Interesting.
It's gone.
is it?
Yeah, it might be sold out.
All right.
I think we got shorted a few copies, so that's.
Okay, cool.
I
Cool,
thought
cool.
it might be out by now. I think we're getting another 6. Yeah, I think that would have been. I think it was 5 or 6 they shorted, so they just cut us short to obviously last the weekend, I guess.
Right.
But it's good.
Yeah.
It was good. I hadn't read any X-Men for a while, so I was a little lost because I'm like, huh? Oh, I didn't finish X of Swords. I think I should have read X of Swords before this. But I skipped ahead and took one for the team.
Good on you, Jason.
That's right. You're welcome. X-Men fans. Bye.
Just flick through that. You know how we're talking about crossover?
Yes.
And it's like, yeah.
Oh, that.
March
Yeah,
that
issue.
issue.
Didn't we?
Like,
That was
okay.
excellent.
Yeah.
Double page spread.
Oh, yeah. Anyway.
Spot the alien.
Freaking Samus is in it, man. Almost bought it for that.
That's crazy. I looked at it like, oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway. So what's next?
Okay. Gone on last week. E3
Yep.
was basically the whole week, right?
Yes.
You guys pointing at stuff over me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's all you do is like me when that week when it came out. Me and Dylan sat there for like
Good job, Dave.
20
'cause
minutes.
I want this. You know,
I saw it. It's like, oh, wow. So Die by Kirkman, March issue.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was a good 10 minutes of like, oh, look
Yeah,
at that.
yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you spot a new one every second. You're looking at it.
So when, guys mentioned crossover. and-
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, oh.
Yeah. That's
Man
good.
of the Lost.
So, yeah.
But yes, E3.
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 Nintendo
The most
saved it.
yes,
Because there was nothing.
On a pug form.
the most relevant thing out of that for us is New Guardians of the Galaxy game
Yes.
by Eidos Montreal, I believe. They worked on some. What they worked
Tomb
on?
Raider.
No. Oh.
Or before maybe. Before Crystal took over Tomb Raider,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it was like
Eidos,
the old
wasn't it?
classic was Eidos.
Eidos Montreal. So I think this might be a
Yeah,
smaller
cool.
studio. They worked on something cool. Can't remember what it was, but yeah, we got lots of gameplay from that. I think a 10-minute chunk of gameplay. I watched that, and it looks cool. It looks like a good single player game.
Good original song for the trailer.
What are the chances of that? Right?
Yeah.
We got He-Man with I Need a Hero. We got Guardians of
Yep.
the Galaxy with I Need a Hero. We got Loki episode 2.
Yep. I couldn't believe it when I
Spoilers.
know we'll get to Loki later, but
Yes.
I couldn't believe it when I watched that. I'm like, 3 times in a week.
The planets of aligned.
Like, man, ka-ching to whoever had publishing on that.
Oh no, they probably like saved money with it. So they're like, "Hey, can we use this song? We'll only use it on this date or whatever, or this week." I was like, "Hey, cool." And then let's just pound it as much as we can.
What? No, but it's still 3 people who bought it off him.
Yeah, I know.
So I don't know how anybody saved money.
That, or it just went into that person passed away and they went into open domain.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
free for
Ka-ching!
all. Hey, babe, was like happy birthday now. So
Yeah, obviously it must be cheap, right? So I must say.
Is it like 71 years before you could use it?
75.
75.
Yeah.
Alright.
Life of the
ain't
life
no-
of the person,
ain't
and
no
then
immigrant
75 years after they die.
After, okay.
Oh, okay.
And but America's trying to extend that.
They have to
because
just
of
extend it.
business.
No, it's rightfully so. I feel that media is different. Things are different.
Yeah.
Like, they shouldn't lose Mickey Mouse. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They've done stuff with Mickey Mouse forever.
Or like Superman as
Yeah,
well. He's
just because
getting
somebody
there.
died 75 years ago, I don't think it should be a free-for-all. Because if it's not in use, it's different. Because at the same time,
Oh, but if they're
If you look-
keeping that license alive,
Yeah,
does
yes.
it count 75 years after that?
no, well, that's why they're
Or any
changing it, because
iteration.
the Mickey Mouse is going to be the first thing they lose.
Oh, okay.
And they don't. They
Yeah.
can't have, and they shouldn't have that. Because I also feel like it's a bit wrong that
Yeah.
all our lives, not just our lives, but somebody's been making money on Frankenstein and Dracula and stuff like that. Like, somebody should have been getting a kickback about that all the time too. Like, I'm not a fan. Just because somebody's been dead for 75 years, you can have their stuff.
That was before copyright law and
Of
everything
course.
like that.
And that's why I'm all for the mouse to change that. Because you can't, like, that would be so ridiculous and unfair.
Could you imagine the flood of subpar
Oh,
product? You know? Like, oh.
everybody will be doing a Superman book when that time comes.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
Ricky Rouse.
You
from
thought
Rock.
So this week's
Michael
movie
Rodin-
was great. Can you imagine some of these Supermans we'd get? DC can't even do a good one.
right? Right?
Nick Cage doesn't do it.
Oh, we might get some better ones now that I mention it, though.
Yeah.
So Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes.
So,
Yes. Their approach to this game is a bit unorthodox. You play Star-Lord. You have to play Star-Lord. You can't choose your character.
good.
Anything down the track where you play as someone else?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
I reckon there will be.
But
Just a stage or something.
I could see one.
Like
mean,
a
doesn't
stage where you're Drax and you're
Or I just thought you got to be Rocket to go to get into a little spot and
Yeah.
you know, into a vent sort of thing or something like that.
But they're going heavy on Star-Lord being a bit more serious than he is in the movie. I'm glad. He's a leader. So at certain points in the story, you get to make decisions. So this one moment in the trailer, the gameplay, they go to this big chasm. And there's a bridge on the other side. There's
What?
chasm.
Sorry?
Chasm.
Chasm.
Okay.
Chasm.
Please.
And the button to extend the bridge is on the other side. You, as Star-Lord, get to choose
Who goes
whether,
across the
whether Drax throws Rocket, or I guess you use your rocket boots to fly over there.
oh, you've
One
Yeah.
option.
I know why.
Cannonball special.
Yeah.
There's going to be
Yeah.
a cannonball special.
That's all.
And if you do that, Rocket doesn't like you, and that's probably going to come up later.
Special, whatever.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Well, there's
so,
one-
so you know, they're
Rocket
working
already
on...
don't like you, but
There's one I saw in there. It's like Sil Groot, Sil Rocket. It's like, that's a weird.
You need like an in to get into this this person's base, I suppose. So you have to pretend to sell one of them.
interesting.
Yes.
You'd sell the tree for sure.
It's
Yeah, Groot's the better option in that.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyway.
yeah, and it looks fun, and they've got
Yeah.
licensed music in it as well, a full licensed
Because
soundtrack.
of the movie.
Yes. It's like a power up that you activate.
And that's
with-
why he's
yeah.
another one of the reasons why he's going to be the character, Because if obviously, just like the movie, I'm sure the songs are going to actually fit and be there for reasons.
Yeah.
So like, if you're playing Gamora and all, like, it's not
Yeah.
saying the gimmick's not there.
Yeah.
So you need to be Quill to be the gimmick.
true.
Plus, yeah, if you're going to pay all this money for music, you can't spend money to animate other characters doing stuff.
Yes.
Just focus on the one character.
And yeah, and if you focus on the one character and make the game really fun for that
Yeah.
one character, you won't have an Avengers situation.
I
And-
just hope it's fun because
And
to me, I get the impression it's like, oh, it's just gonna be quips that you get sick of after a little while.
Oh, yeah.
I understand that.
You know?
Yeah, it didn't jump out at me when I watched the trailer.
if I was going to
Yeah.
be given an option to play, I would pick Star-Lord anyway.
Yes, by
yeah,
far.
Yeah. So,
During combat, you know, you command the Guardians to use their superpowers,
Yep.
blah blah blah. So it is a bit more interesting than just Avengers punching robots.
Yeah.
I'm glad about that.
Interesting.
But you can do some cool stuff with the Guardians franchise.
Yeah.
Be interesting to see what happens, like, yeah. Is it going to be sort of like that last Star Wars game where you just go into the ship to go fly somewhere else and then you're just on this planet doing some stuff? And
I have a
then-
feeling it might be
That's what the vibe I got. The more I watched it, when I watched it the second time, I was like, it's definitely got to be like that, right?
more linear.
Yeah, I like linear, man. These open world games are rubbish.
Because
Tell me where to go.
Fallen,
like Ratchet and Clank. That's great with it.
Yeah.
You go planet to planet
Yeah.
doing this stuff.
but it was open, but not like here's a big wasteland with nothing in it. Go over there.
Yeah.
You know, it's
I-
like
I
a
want a
level,
little
but
bit
you
of
can
freedom,
move
yes.
through the level.
Yes.
Um,
The first Arkham Asylum game, you know? Those,
Yeah.
by far, I think that's the best of those games. Because it was,
It was open, but it was open in
Yeah.
a small space.
that was
Yeah.
very Metroidy, that game.
you know, you just got to go back and forwards and whatever. To get around here, you got to go there or whatever.
Those
But,
games are so great.
but the next one, City, that just was too
It was too big for no reason.
And you just,
Yeah.
the phone would ring, and I played for like an hour and I didn't progress a single bit.
I finished all of them except the one with the Batmobile. I just
Oh,
got
that was not
sick
good.
of it.
Yeah.
I did not like the controls in that Batmobile.
I didn't even
Arkham
get to
Knight.
that one.
Yeah.
That's when I realised I'm too old for video games. I'm just going to purchase them and play them for 10 minutes and go, that was fun.
One of the villains in the Guardians game is Lady Hellbender from that
Oh,
Venom annual
yeah, okay.
you were telling us about.
Interesting.
Yeah. Curious to see who else is going to be in it.
Oh,
Okay. We also got from Netflix, first trailer for Masters of the Universe Revelation.
Oh,
Brand new He-Man cartoon aimed
Two
at
faces.
older audiences.
so good.
two faces.
Oh, man.
Get the tissues out.
Go on, Jace.
I'd been trying to be like, nah, keeping myself on the down low on it, you know? Because it was, they announced, a new He-Man cartoon.
Yeah, you don't want
A
to
bit more
overhype
adult. You're like, cool. I'm down for that. And then when they announced the synopsis, I was like, yeah, okay. So He-Man's missing and Teela's running. And not to be one of those, there's plenty of people on the internet about, oh, Teela.
Yeah.
It wasn't that, but I was just like, if I want a He-Man show, I want
He-Man.
a He-Man show.
Yes.
That's what I'm watching, right? But then, they started announcing the voice cast, and you're like, oh, that sounds so
Yeah,
good.
man.
That sounds so good. But they hadn't shown us, like we didn't even get any art until
No.
Nothing.
But we
So
did
late.
know it was from the same studio that did Castle
yes,
Flashback.
yes.
So that gave us hope for a good
Oh, you knew it
2.5
looked good.
years.
And with the no info, I think COVID really put a
Oh,
damper.
for sure,
I think
for
COVID
sure.
really cut that off.
Oh, and I think they purposely announced it early because they wanted to announce it at HeroCon or whatever, PowerCon, sorry. The He-Man place. That's where you're going to do it.
Yeah.
But it was the announcement was probably 6 months too early at least, because you had nothing for ages. But yeah, to finally see. Because when we first seen the design for He-Man, like with the toys and stuff, you're like, okay.
The toys,
okay,
obviously.
Okay.
Yeah.
But to see some moving images, it looks so good.
It looks very good.
Looks
It's
so good.
incredible. I was worried that it might look a bit anime, but it looks very American, very
Yeah.
Western.
Yeah.
Very,
Yeah.
But well animated.
Yeah,
Oh,
like,
'cause it's-
so good.
It looks animated for adults.
Yeah.
Not in like adult as in adult themes
Yeah.
or whatever, but it's
They're
not.
not holding back.
Yeah, it's not just a kiddie cartoon where it's just bright and like it's dark looking.
Where He-Man doesn't use the sword.
Yes.
He just picks people up and throws them.
Ha!
Yeah.
Not even allowed to punch people. This time he's punching people.
And a good original song.
Yeah.
Yes! Not related to what we just spoke about.
Mark Hamill, Skeletor.
Beautiful.
How good
That's
is
casting.
it?
He's got to be one of the best voice actors of our generation,
Yes.
man. Seriously,
Yes.
like
Well, Mark Hamill got screwed over by people not giving him gigs post Star Wars. The man is an excellent actor, but he was Luke Skywalker.
Yeah.
And no one wanted to give him... And like, it's generally how those sort of roles go.
Yeah.
Like, even... everyone in Star Wars, no one really went. Except for Harrison. But that's because... George was going to get... Like, if Indy doesn't come out and it's a success straight on the back of it, he would have been stuck in the same as them. And I get it, but the man is too good. Too good. He should have been in way more live-action stuff. He was great in Wing Commander.
Such a good cock knocker.
Yes.
He was great in Guyver, the first Guyver.
Yes.
Well, he's in Star Citizen now, the game that's in development for 5 years or something.
I think it's longer than that.
Is it longer than
It's
that?
been forever.
Oh, yeah, because 5 years is actually reasonable these days.
It's going to be Bert Kreischer's dad in a biopic movie that they just filmed over in Russia.
Weird.
Yeah, because Bert Kreischer's...
I don't...
Why does that dude need a biopic?
Bert Kreischer's video, Instagram video was him in the other day into a fan going, "I am your father," and then turned down Hamill going, have you ever done that before? Have you ever seen anyone do that before? Hamill was taking it pretty well, and it was kind of funny, but I'm like, well, that's a bit cringy, Bert.
Oh, man, I don't understand how that dude has turned one gag into a career, man. He's not that good.
He's funny to listen. I like him on podcasts, but his stand up. I don't know. I maybe haven't seen enough, but yeah, I like him on podcasts.
He's got the one thing. The one thing's great. It's a great bit.
Yeah, it is a good.
But man,
he's a funny guy.
give me something.
I like him.
Keep your shirt on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. No, not really.
Well, hang on.
I'm a big
Yeah,
fan. I'm a big,
say,
I'm a
coming
big fan
from-
getting your shirt off. You were so lucky I had to get one on now.
It's too cold to take your shirt off.
Nah, I was sitting at home with no
Never
shirt
too
on.
cold.
Don't you worry.
Yeah.
But He-Man, I'm
Yeah.
so excited.
I wasn't sure about the guy voicing He-Man,
No,
but
he's
the
a-
delivery
he's
of that
good,
line
he's good.
was excellent.
I liked it. Just like the 2000s cartoon, Adam and He-Man are different. Like, it's not just the same voice.
Yes, and same body as
Yes.
well. He Shazams
Yes.
into He-Man.
And like, I get why in the 80s, because the toys have got to be
Yeah.
the same. And the thing, like,
And the
it's
animation.
It's cheaper to
It's just
animate.
cheap. It's just cheap. But, yeah. Yeah. I hope it's not too good, because then I want to buy toys that I don't have space for.
You know,
Scale of God.
Nah, I'm not buying these toys.
Lies.
Scale of God.
Oh, Skeletor I might buy Skeletor.
There you go. They lies.
Well, I was like, I'll buy He-Man and Skeletor. He-Man and Skeletor. I've got to buy He-Man and
That's
Skeletor.
right.
And then Skeletor.
But Skeletor looks too
None
cool.
to three.
Yeah, but the He-Man and Skeletor just go without saying.
and then Battle Cat.
And Batman.
Nah,
No, you gotta-
I could probably live without Battle Cat.
And Batman.
Probably.
Yeah, probably.
Until he gets it.
Yes.
Probably. Nah, because that's going to be even bigger to put I can't fit that.
Fit to scale.
But yeah, hopefully it's not great, because,
You
I'm
want it
just
to be
happy.
great, though.
well, your wallet doesn't. Not even the wallet, space. I've got no space for these awesome toys. No, the toys don't look that great.
Trying to sell himself against it.
No.
way.
That Skelly God looks
Guy
good.
was
That-
that-
The
most
Skelly God the other
unconvincing-
day, I was like, God damn. That looks stupid.
Unconvincing, they don't do that great.
They don't look that great. They
That's
look
so
weird.
unconvincing.
They're not as good as me
Other
classics.
figure that massive Hordak that came out the other day.
Oh, the
Mondo.
Mondo one. Yeah, that's the best of those.
Yeah.
Because the He-Man one first, I was like, man, that looks ugly.
Yeah.
I didn't like that at all. He looked.
And then the picture of someone holding it, how big,
Big they are. Yeah, it's like a whole body.
Yeah.
And the Skeletor was amazing though, but that Hordak, whew,
Why don't just look so good?
excellent. Everybody in He-Man looks good. I don't know what you're talking about.
Came out with like a Doom guy for Doom Eternal. Was that Mondo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it?
One of them expensive figure
Yeah.
companies then.
I think it might have been actually. But yeah,
I think
the
it was.
figures are massive,
Yeah.
but they're so good. But He-Man, bring it on. I was only like a month away.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's like July.
23rd July.
Beautiful.
Oh, it's Netflix too.
They're binge.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not just, yeah.
Would do
I
it.
try not to binge anymore. I don't like it. I much prefer. I like watching my stuff
One or
once
two.
a week.
One or two I
yeah,
enjoy.
two I can do. On
Started watching Barry, and I'm like, even though they're only half hour, I just want to watch one or two, and
Yeah.
that's because also
I've tried
not
Barry
losing-
twice. And I don't
Oh really?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a bit weird.
Good hater. In fonts, can't go wrong.
Okay, so we know for sure that this Flash movie with Ezra Miller, everybody's favourite Flash, is happening.
Why?
Terrible.
Where's the fanfare? Why isn't anybody cheering?
Because
What's
Ezra
going on?
Miller is horrible.
Horrible.
Okay, so we got the
Terrible.
first look at the Flash's costume. I showed Jason earlier this week.
Yeah.
Well, that's all you see. At
That's it.
Don't you reckon he looks like one of them ball mazes? Like that, you like tilt. You gotta
yeah.
get the ball.
I mean, it looks
It's so
better than it
over-designed.
looks better than the Justice League
that-
one.
I'm
Paint
so glad you
armoured
said
plate.
that because when I saw, because I'm guessing the next one's going to be the Supergirl one, way too much over design. It just there's
But that's all superhero costumes nowadays.
Yeah, I know.
Too much.
Why?
Okay, so you got
Keep it simple.
you got the Flash. It looks like a fingerprint, and you got the Supergirl, which borrows heavily on the Snyder
Yeah.
Man of Steel.
Yes, yes.
I mean, if it's all in the
Not a
same,
fan of the red at the top.
Yeah, it's not the same
it's very
red.
red, isn't
it's
it?
too bright.
Because
But
is it that modern
Looks like a Knights jersey.
design?
It's based a bit more on
Look at the
a
dark red and the blue.
It's
Yeah.
based more on this character that not really canon. Like I think Superman had a dream in Injustice about how his baby died in Injustice. He had a dream that if his baby didn't die, she would have been Supergirl, and it's
Okay.
based on that.
Ah.
okay,
Yeah,
weird.
it's bugging me that the red isn't the same.
Yeah, but I guess it stops the bleed into the Superman logo.
But wouldn't that look
But
smoother?
you don't need the red to be that low.
That's right.
Yeah, they should
Or
just be
there
blue.
at all.
Blue, yeah. Blue there.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying. Maybe that's why the red.
Yeah.
Is
Oh,
that
you got
red.
to make it
Yeah.
different colour.
And there was a set video of the chick playing Supergirl, and she was in harness flying. She's got black hair.
Oh, in a harness.
She can't
She don't
fly.
even fly properly. Jesus, that disease.
She got black hair.
It's not a real alien. Yeah, she's got
So
dark hair, short hair, so she's probably not Kara.
Put it down.
No.
I liked in your video last week. It just zooms in on it.
You guys like that?
We're doing it
I
again.
couldn't resist it.
No, I don't watch the video.
Anyway,
Black hair.
was there another
Sorry.
one?
Yeah.
So
Um,
you what? They'll
she-
put
yeah, do you
CG
have a
hair
picture of
over or something, or
What's this about CG hair?
well, it's black hair. Like
I think they learned their
I think
lesson
it's-
about the CG.
I
think
think
mustache.
it's a choice, I
yeah.
think, there, Dave.
Yeah.
okay.
Otherwise, they could have got a blonde lady,
Yes.
dyed her
Or-
hair,
yeah.
or got
Yeah.
a wig. I don't think CG is the option there, bro.
You never know. You never know.
No, Dave. We
No,
know.
I'm not gonna put it past DC to.
So I think
Like,
it's
we're gonna make the most expensive way possible.
very likely that it's not Kara Zor-El.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
it's an alternate timeline, alternate
Yeah,
Earth.
yeah.
It's either gender swap Clark or it's his
yeah,
daughter or blah 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 blah.
Fine, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's
So,
not really
Hang
suitable.
on. So where's this Flash supposed to be set? Like,
A lot of different places.
Oh,
Because apparently Michael Keaton's coming back.
oh, it's a multiverse of madness.
oh.
Yes.
Oh, hello.
Yes.
It's from the director's
Yes.
Instagram,
Dirty,
by the
gotta
way.
clean it.
So this, I'm like, man, why waste Michael Keaton in a Flash movie? If you want to bring Michael Keaton back, you got
We know.
two options. Well, one, you can't because you're ruined. But in a perfect world, you'd have Michael Keaton doing Dark Knight Returns, or Michael Keaton doing a Batman Beyond.
Yep.
Like, they're perfect, right?
Yep. Yep.
But and in Flash, if you want a Batman in the Flash movie, go Jeffrey Dean Morgan as the Flashpoint Thomas Wayne. Like, you got so many better options than what you're gonna do.
I
But
like Thomas
that's
Wayne. I
not
like
a surprise.
Flashpoint Batman. That was good.
That was a great idea. It's one of the best Batman alternate universe ideas. It was like, had somebody not done it before?
It seems very much like this is like BVS all over again, where they're just chucking everything in. Like
And I'll see what people like.
yeah, you gotta just take it easy. Marvel could have done that, but
Oh.
they didn't.
They waited until Civil War.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, they did.
Who's your Joker for that Dark Knight? With Keating.
Well, just wheel Jack out. Give him,
Yeah.
give him a big bundle of cash.
Oh, geez.
Just let him go.
Mark Hamill.
Oh, well, Mark Hamill. I've always said every time there's a new Batman movie, I would hire Mark Hamill to be the Joker.
Yeah.
Because there's no reason that the Joker can't be a little older.
Oh, and perfect for that.
Yeah,
role.
100%.
Especially that tunnel love scene.
Yeah.
That'd be brutal. Okay, sorry. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
That movie needs to be made. That movie really needs to be made. Like that 2-part animation is
Yeah.
excellent, but I don't know. I do love RoboCop's voice in it, but it just still doesn't.
Yeah.
Just it should have been Conroy.
Yes.
Sorry.
Okay, and what's
digress.
this about a Del Otto Spidey variant? Selling for a ludicrous amount of money? What's this?
It's from the first. Is it the first big
First Spider Island.
brand new day? Spider Island. Yes.
Spider Island.
It was the 1 in 100 variant
One
or
in
whatever.
100 variant.
But they reckon there's only 200 because that many stores were ordering 100 covers of Spider-Man at the time. But it was a CGC. It was slabbed right.
9.8
Yep.
CGC.
And sold for what? $33,000?
Yes.
Stupid money.
Oh man, it's just not worth it. It's not even a good cover.
It is not a good
Hey,
cover.
look, if
Here
you've
comes
got to
the
launder
pump.
money somehow.
Yes.
Oh, it's
Ah.
one way of doing it.
Because cards are dying now, so people are picking up comics instead.
No, comics are going to do the same.
Cards are dying.
Oh, like the boom of like sports NBA cards and that's slowly like dying
course.
off.
Okay.
Because
So now this is picking up.
Oh, but comics are going to do the same thing because
Oh, yeah,
the
they'll
comics
die
were
off
already
eventually. Yeah.
going on the back of them, just like when we
Yeah.
were young.
Yeah.
And like, it was always gonna. They're a bit too inflated at the moment, so prices have got to come back a little.
be a bitch.
But also, the cards especially, it was COVID time. People were at home digging through their attics and their basements and their garages because they had more time on their sleeve. And then, then you go on eBay and you're selling your stuff, or you're buying the stuff you used to have, or the ones you didn't have. And it was very much went crazy for that reason. You know, it was definitely a COVID bump, and now people are back to work or back to doing whatever.
I think Zion. It was like newer cards, not older cards.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think Zion was the big push for the cards
course.
to pump up.
But you know, it's all just what it is. And people had time and money.
Yeah, but
maybe not money, but
Lukic cards sold for like 4 million.
yes,
No one COVID times that. That's ridiculous
Yes.
investment
Yeah.
garbage.
yes.
I'm pointing to you because
Because he's on my team.
Yes.
And he's great. But yeah, he hasn't won a championship.
I know.
You will never
It's not
get a
worth
return
$4
on
It's
that.
like my
No.
mate talking about Nathan Cleary going to be an immortal. I'm like, just calm down, big fella.
What?
He wants to
Whoa,
get a
whoa,
couple
whoa,
of
whoa.
championships under his belt.
Oh, no,
before he
I guarantee he'll be an immortal.
He will.
Yeah, because the game is rubbish, and they
No, it's because they started him so young. They'll be like, oh, he's playing the most games. Let's make him an immortal. Even though if he has nothing like
no, because
next
the
to him.
immortals are not legitimate anymore, and
Yeah.
this is terrible because the immortals were always a tool to sell papers, but it's more so now that the game runs it. It's just a PR stunt.
Yeah, and they didn't even put Loki as it.
I know you might disagree, but when
deserving
Andrew
players, Dave.
Johns got it, it
Deserving
was
players.
over.
No.
When Johnsy got it was over.
Best player
Well,
in
they
the last
skipped
50
it.
years.
Hey,
Best player in the last 50 years, but yeah.
that's not true.
Please.
His record just doesn't hold up to that. 2 premierships. Many halfbacks with more premierships than that.
Couldn't
Many
stop Alfie
halfbacks
Langer
with
come back at Origin.
Alfie over Johnsy every day of the week. But like they missed the whole 80s. Sterling.
Oh, look, don't get me wrong. There's people
Kenny,
they missed, but
Mortimer.
Johnsy should be there.
Ah,
There's plenty of people they missed. I'm not arguing that, but Johnsy should be there.
I should add sports to the little
Yes.
intro.
Yeah. We love sports.
yeah, I guarantee Cleary will be in there. As long as he doesn't go doing something
We should
horrendous.
do a sports
Guaranteed.
podcast.
But at least this Delotto cover existed. Wasn't there a piece of art a couple of weeks back that sold for 30 odd grand that just was a certificate of saying that is
Oh, yeah.
conceptually
A
whatever you want it
statue
to
that
be?
existed
Yeah, that's
in
it.
the
Yeah,
eyes
he
of
might.
the
Yeah, that's
mind.
right.
That's the
So-
best you scan.
Yeah, like, look, that's high range laundering at its best.
Yes.
Where, at least this guy actually got something, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
If you want, but
My-
there's so
my
many
whole-
better Delotto covers. That's
That's
the
the
point.
point.
Couldn't be
My
such
whole
a better
issue
cover.
with it, it's not a good cover.
No.
Yeah, it's a
Well, I
It's
just,
a nice Delotto picture, but
I
it's not.
at the moment,
He's done better
people
work.
are going a bit too crazy on the print run numbers and the stuff, and like, man, things are worth money because of supply and demand.
Yeah, and-
You're worried about the supply part, not the demand. who wants this cover?
Somebody who.
Somebody might now. Oh, there's
30
200 of them. I need it. So
30
it's
grand
rare,
for it.
but rare and wanted are not the same necessary thing.
Sell it.
Absolutely.
Just sell
But if I had one, I'd sell it.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's just like me.
I'd take $30 for it, but
I'm digging through my collection.
You don't
now,
have it,
so-
Dave.
I know I don't have it, but I might have
We wouldn't have
I
ordered
might have
100
another
either.
like 1 in 100 cover, that
Yeah.
will sell like decent.
But that's
you
not.
know?
I think he said that's not the point. It's like 1 in 100.
Yes.
It's only 200 of them.
Yeah, you can make that story up about other stuff.
But
Well, no, there's
that's-
like that. There was a What If a good few years ago, and it was What If Venom and Deadpool, and it's a Scotty Young cover, and dude, that book is $250, $300 just on eBay, like
Yeah.
clear because it was such a low run. And I suppose that those two characters have gone crazy
Yes,
recently
yes,
as well. But yeah, but like it was such a low run, and you don't see that these days. They're high runs, most books.
well, no, runs are smaller than they
Yeah.
used to be.
Yeah.
By how much?
Oh man,
What?
like the
Thousands.
top selling comics worth is nothing compared to how many. Like that's why X-Men #1 by Jim Lee and Spidey #1 and Spawn #1, all those books. Until the last couple of years, now that it's getting 30 odd years, but you used to be able to buy them for like $2,
Yeah.
$5
There's millions of them.
you know,
Yeah,
but
it's
that's
like-
over.
Yeah.
But like your highest selling book sells.
Well,
Yeah,
I
it's like
suppose
6 million for X-Men.
Yeah, story recently about the Demon Slayer manga has outsold the entire US comic market.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, that's surprising. Like the highest selling books, like a couple hundred.
So when there's a Venom, so the Venom variants and stuff like that, what? There's a couple of 100,000.
Not even.
No.
So
Not
what,
even.
60,000.
Like the top selling books only like
I'd say
200,
they'd only be.
300,000.
I'd say they'd only be like
Like, yeah,
1,500. Yeah, 3,000 max.
Yeah.
For the variant.
Not many.
Plus, yeah, a bunch of people buy it digitally. Only digitally. Or they wait for trades.
Yeah.
So yeah, the market is very small.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay, it's time for Loki.
I guess so.
You?
Guess we'll mention that every new Disney Plus release from, I think, sometime next month or whatever, is going to be coming out on Wednesday
Ta-da.
instead of Friday.
Yes.
From What If?
Yeah.
Well, you can't
From
compete
Loki,
with
essentially.
sport.
Loki's already out.
That's what I mean. It was
You're not going to compete with sport. Thursday to Monday, that's sport
Oh,
all around.
yeah. I don't think the sport would have been that big of a factor.
College sport over there is
I understand,
ridiculous.
but what I mean is like there's always going to be a sport going on. Like Dave said, the weekends always especially because they've got so many multiple sports. There's always a major sports on every weekend of the year, pretty much. You know what I mean? Like because they overlap seasons. So they knew that going in because they moved Loki because Star Wars had the Friday day because Bad Batch was on, and they don't want to have two shows premiering at the same time. They don't want cannibalizing their own market. They're not worried about other markets. And the Wednesday works good because Wednesday's comic book day. And Star Wars is going to have more and more shows. You know, they announced the 50 billion shows about Mando.
Yeah, Book of Fett just wrapped.
And like the Marvel shows, are going to be more and more of them constantly. So you couldn't run just Fridays. So they needed a new day. And Wednesday, yeah. I'm sure somebody was like, comic book day.
Alrighty, episode 2 of Loki.
So we were right in it being female, Loki.
Yeah, you were
or
right. Yeah,
possibly.
it's not. How disappointed were you that it was female but not Daisy Ridley? How disappointed?
On a
Dave?
scale of 1 to 10, illustrate your disappointment.
5? I don't know. Average? I couldn't.
Average disappointment.
Can't believe you answered that.
I don't know. I reckon. Okay, seriously, 1 because I don't.
I know! We were expecting
Dave!
Could care less.
Oh, wow.
I don't know.
It's excellent. It's a good episode.
Yeah.
That was great.
It was... Yeah?
Go on.
I was going
Oh,
sick of
please,
it.
go on.
Dumb jokes.
Well, I just don't like him as... Like, they've ruined... Like, I just don't like him as Loki. The first Thor movie was great. First Avengers was great. But after that, he got too popular... And they just make him way too redeemable and way too likable. I don't want my Loki to be likable. And too many gags. And that's just the Marvel way. And I just got issues with that. But I just don't care.
I get you. He's like.
He's not the bad guy. Yeah, he's just too... And definitely, like him and Owen Wilson, definitely a little ad-lib going on. And
Some of it's bad.
But it's a different... I get what you're saying, but isn't it a different story essentially now because he's got to be a bit different because he's got nothing else. He's got no other way out now.
I understand that. But
that's the whole character essentially.
yeah, well,
that
yeah,
Hiddleston plays.
and especially
Yeah.
and especially since they took him from the end of Avengers, why is
Yeah.
he more like the
Yeah,
last
that's very
Loki
true.
than the first Loki?
Yeah.
Because that's the Loki that they've built to be popular, but he shouldn't be that.
Yeah.
No, he should
be very
absolute-
serious.
Yes,
and-
yes.
Like he was in that first episode. He
Yes.
took himself very seriously.
Yeah, but then he saw he let his mum to die,
Yeah, I understand that.
and then he saw he got killed by Thanos.
Yes, yes.
I mean, that's
Well,
pretty
that's why-
humbling.
But
So someone who pictures himself a god to get killed, and he led them to Frigga's death.
But I think Loki would be like, well, that's fine. I can change this. Like, because his whole argument is like, well, who are they to say that's the right time? And I got free will, blah, blah, blah. So I think, if anything, Loki would be like, well, now that I know that Thanos is killing me, I will kill him first. So, you know what I mean? Like, he's very cocky, very arrogant.
Yeah, that's the comic book Loki, definitely.
Yes.
And that's what you're missing.
Yes,
Yeah.
he's rubbish.
Yeah.
I know people like him, but and I'm just sick to death of him. There's so many better villains at Marvel. Well, not better, but just give me something different. Loki's in too much.
But more than anything, I think this is very, very heavily hinting to Kang.
Yeah,
Is the way I'm seeing it.
I hope so.
I
Can't
mean,
wait.
the other agent, and
Yeah.
it just screams Kang and
Yeah.
her,
Can't wait for
and
Kang.
she's his love interest.
Yeah.
And I know if I'm probably the only one who's seen it, but one of the timekeepers, their face has got the frame on it like Kang does.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
So
Oh,
Well,
very.
the
it
other
could
one-
be just
The
red
other one
herrings.
has a Titan one, doesn't it? Like a Titan face with the Thanos like chin stuff.
Oh, well, Thanos was like a defect, right?
Yeah.
He was like, he came out and
The rest of them don't look like that.
yeah,
Ah.
and everyone was like, "Oh, you're ugly."
Yeah,
That
one
was
of
from
the, like, one
Thanos
of
Rising, eh?
Yeah. They did great.
Man,
Good
that's a
job.
good book.
the, you want to,
Yeah.
they've got like
Yes. The lines.
Yeah.
The lines.
So
the
what-
lines.
So,
I like it. The show's interesting, but
That was a really good book. Sorry.
I was hopeful for a bit more. I don't know.
Still-
It was still a bit more, just a lot of talking, a lot
Sure.
of.
for 6 episodes.
Yeah, that's
you
right. That's the
gotta-
thing.
you
It's
gotta-
short. It's a short run. I
You
would have thought we
gotta-
would have got going this time.
Oh, I did a little bit.
But you did like it.
But only when you run through the portal. And
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
it,
I mean-
you know, like, okay, at least they moved it. Because until then, I was like,
yeah.
And the fight scene in the medieval thing with the original song, that was
Yes.
good.
Hey, there's some cool bits. The whole thing is it's an interesting concept, but I'm also anti on the time stuff, anti on the multiverse stuff. I think they're both a mistake.
How good
how
the
else are they supposed to make money?
By just doing like 1,000 things that they can do. that
Yeah,
will
but
make
you'll
them
have
money.
like 80-year-old Chris Evans going.
No, but I don't need Chris Evans. That's why the Falcon's Captain America now.
Yeah, but like
So-
You don't need time
not
travel.
Chris Evans, but like 80-year-old whoever, like.
Yeah, well, that's why you recycle and you move them. That's going to always be the deal. And it can't be forever. Like, the MCU will have to reach a point where they stop and they will reboot. Like, they're not going to go forever.
Yeah,
in
but
the
that,
movies.
this is how they reboot, I guess. You know, like with the multiverse.
But they're not
and that.
No,
This is
they're
phase
moving
four,
to
mate. This is
young
phase
new
four.
Avengers.
This
Young
is a
Avengers.
reboot.
Yeah.
It seems like Young Avengers is what they're going
There's so much
towards.
cool
Yeah,
stuff
but-
I want to see.
Like 5-10 years down the track, it's like, oh, I want to see Iron Man. I want to see Thor. You know, like. I
Yes,
don't
that's
wanna
why
see
they will
Iron-
eventually stop and
Yeah.
it'll
Like, it's
be a
Marvel.
new Iron Man.
Yeah.
I don't
It'll
want
be
to see
number
Iron
one.
Man
It's
and
Marvel.
stuff. Yeah.
It's Marvel. New number one's there.
Heroes Reborn.
Yeah, no, for sure. Eventually, they can't.
Heroes
The
Reborn
MCU can't go
Will
as
be
one
what it
story
is.
forever.
Yeah,
It's got to reboot. Because you're right. Eventually, a 10-year-old kid now,
Yeah.
they've already got 15 years worth of movies to watch, 30 movies to watch. What do they care? You know, like they go see Avengers and like, where's Iron Man? Where's Captain America? Where's it? You know,
Yeah.
it's different with the streaming stuff. It's a lot easier for them to access stuff, but eventually, you're gonna want every generation's gonna want their Spider-Man, their
Yeah.
Captain America. So I think it'll have to reboot eventually.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like the multiverse is probably a way to do it. You know, like it's a tool.
just stop
It's a
and
tool
make a
for the
new
thing.
movie.
Yeah, like you don't need an
They managed to
explanation.
do it with Spider-Man a stack of different times in the last
Yeah.
2 decades. So
Superman, Batman.
James Bond. James
People
Bond is the
don't
perfect
want
thing.
Iron Man. They want Robert Downey Jr. Iron Man. If you bring somebody else's Iron Man, that people won't like it. Depends on the person.
Yeah, no, that's why you got to
Yeah,
stop
that's
and start
what I'm
again.
saying.
Yeah.
The multiverse is the tool that does this.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Again, yes.
Because people will be up in arms. It's like, okay, replacing Iron Man with whoever. Like,
Yes. But so a multiverse, who are you using as Iron Man? This is just going to be somebody. It's not Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man.
no, it won't be. It'll be whoever.
But he's
So,
character
so
from
how's that
Tropic
going to
Thunder.
stop the argument of I want Robert Downey Jr. Iron Man?
Because
it's not.
it'll soften the blow. I'll be like, oh, okay, the
Okay,
multiverse
they
thing
won't.
happened.
No, I
No,
think
no.
it'll make the
Yeah, because you're
worse.
saying that Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man will exist still in this multiverse, right?
yeah, to keep the
Why
people
not just
happy.
stop it and then make it?
But I think it'll make people less happy because
Yeah.
then they're for sure they're the fraudulent Iron Man. If they just stop the whole MCU, give it a couple of years, restart, and they're starting with a new Iron Man 1 that's not connected to any of the other stuff, people are going to be more inclined to be like, okay, it's a new Iron Man. I get it. It's a reboot.
Yeah. So you prefer like a James Bond style?
And,
Yes.
that Iron Man starts, and it's a complete new story, and
has no
and it's
tie.
and it's proper Mandarin straight
Yeah,
up from
yeah,
the get go.
yeah, yeah.
That's where they start. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, it's not Ironmonger. It's a different,
Yes.
completely different way.
It's
of
all got to
starting.
go out in the bin.
Yeah.
Because
Fresh.
they
Like
don't want. They
Spider-Man.
don't. Yeah. 'cause
Exactly.
They don't want Iron Man. They want Robert Downey Jr.
It has to eventually. You can't continue forever.
Yeah, it's just not sustainable. Because you
'Cause
get
even then-
you get comic books,
Yeah.
which have gone on forever, and it's convoluted and it's complicated.
Well, X-Men. That's why I never
Yeah.
jumped on X-Men.
Yeah. But
Hickman jumped on X-Men. Like a new start.
I think that they probably already think they've got a better run than they thought, and they're because of their success, they've got. I think easily got another probably 10 years in them because it's not that long, really.
Yeah.
But eventually, they're going to hit the point where you're going to have to start again from scratch. Have to, Dave, I feel.
Yeah, because they've got so many variants of the storylines that they've done because they've taken it their own way. They can do it again a different way, and we're still not going to be annoyed because we've probably seen that version of it in the books previously, and we wanted to see it. Like, we may get a Planet Hulk, a proper Planet Hulk, with Silver Surfer, with all that kind... You know what I mean? All those storylines that they kind of touched on but made it their own.
Yeah.
We may see it better.
Yeah.
And how, like, a proper Civil War, where they have a lot more... They do Civil War further down the track once things are developed a lot more, where there is 120 different people fighting on the screen.
Secret identities as well.
Exactly.
Young kids to make the mistake.
Yeah, like Young Avengers is what they're doing.
Oh, for sure. Young Avengers, big time where they're planning.
How good in Loki, though, was that salad scene?
Yeah.
What?
I thought it was excellent.
Oh, that bit.
I was like, what is going on? Gah.
Explaining everything with a salad, with some lettuce and some pepper. It was excellent.
And water.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I agree.
You don't think that like they serve like fish in?
This.
They have salad,
TVA?
but they don't have fish.
Yeah, they have salad, they salt,
Maybe they're
pepper,
vegan.
coconut water.
Yeah, maybe
Fuck.
they're vegan.
Maybe they're vegan.
Maybe it's space fish because
Where are they getting fish from? They got no ocean in there?
Oh, you never know.
they were made by the timekeepers. They have
No,
not
we
existed.
know
They
before
can
that.
pluck it out without altering too much, you know. Like,
Still going about fish.
Yes, I am.
Still going on about...
And they get fish. They get a small bit of fish. They don't get a whole fish.
Without, like, Star
Yeah, but
Trek...
you still know the presence of existence of a fish.
They may not call it fish.
They have Star Trek replicators.
Huh? They have one of the soldiers knowing every single language in that timeline. You telling me you can't doesn't
'Cause
know
they're
like,
programmed
a
to know that
word
way.
for fish? You know?
Yeah, but they're soldier. This is just a desk clerk, Dave.
Hang on,
Whatever.
You know how
It's
they
freaking Matt
showed
Damon,
the
Mark Wahlberg all over again. I don't
the
like it.
holograms of all the different Lokis? Yeah, how there was like...
Yeah.
What if there was a fish one? What the hell would
Fish
they
Loki?
know? To
Exactly.
They're like, we don't even know where to start to catch this guy.
I'm not going to.
Dave, when
It's Marky Marky.
we first took a platypus to England, they thought somebody'd stuck a duck's head on a beaver. Because they had no concept of what
A platypus
it
was.
was.
They
Because
thought it
at
was
the time,
fake.
information,
Yeah.
you couldn't, right? Obviously, they're more informed. But those desk dudes, if he just does his job
That's all he knows.
and he doesn't see the world, he's not out there in the field. He's just doing data.
And he was created. It's not like
Yes.
they
He's not a
brought him in
person.
from Wisconsin.
So you've only got what you've seen.
Yeah.
You know, you've
Well, it's
got
like
your,
what they talk
your
about back in
realm.
the day. It is a weird way of putting it, but when Captain Cook came to Australia and the Aborigines saw the smaller boats, they couldn't see the larger ships because they couldn't comprehend them. They'd never seen anything like that before. So they had only seen the small boats coming up to shore, but the ships that were a little bit further out, they couldn't see it because they couldn't conceptualize them.
Okay.
Your frame of reference is
It's
what
limited.
you've got.
Still not convinced.
He's not.
No, I'm not
He's
convinced.
not. But at least
No.
you shut up.
Not convinced.
Tara Strong's little character
I'm surprised.
Miss
going
Minutes.
from real life into the computer.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
Yeah,
I think we're going to
surprised-
get some more information on her, like a little backstory animation thing I've read. So that could be cool.
Yeah.
I'm surprised it was a actual character, not just a little,
They did it well.
a throwaway gag from the
Yeah,
first
yeah, yeah,
episode.
And she's in one of the pops too. She comes along with.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Yes.
I was like, yeah, I was.
I've got. Yeah. Well.
That's all the thing is like they credited her in the credits.
Yes.
You know, I'm like, okay, that's. You know, I thought that would just be a little in the black,
Oh, for
black
sure,
and
for
white
sure, for
credits,
sure.
not full. Anyway,
Yeah,
pretty cool.
I actually watched one of the Easter egg break. I don't normally watch them, but I was just flicking through YouTube and it popped up. And I went, it was the Nerdist, and he's usually pretty good. And there was a really talking about the artifacts from other, how he's referencing of what it could have been.
Yep.
When they're in the hall and there's a big 372 in the background, Thor 372 was the origin of the TVA in the comic books.
Sure.
Just little things like that. They really went hard with some of that, the different timelines. So he freeze framed at the end all the different timelines and what it was occurring. Man, they went deep. I'm not talking about the nursing. I'm talking about Marvel.
Marvel
went
do the
deep.
Easter eggs the best.
Holy
it's
hell.
so subtle.
Yeah.
It's not,
Really well done.
not to rag on DC, but those CW shows, 52 everything at first, and it's just like, boom, spotlight, this is a reference. Like,
Channel
okay.
52, that reporter. There's a pipe in the background that says 52 on it. That number plate is 52.
Number, and then because they're not where a number would be, there'd be fine. You just don't think about it. It's just there.
Yes.
But yeah, they think about so much. They're production design and set design people.
Definitely.
Man, they're good for that.
Yeah, good episode.
The other thing. The other thing.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, our different thoughts around female Loki in regards to perhaps not necessarily a female Loki.
I really hope so.
A certain lady that hangs out with the Executioner. There's different credits to different people and names that Enchantress uses when she's a human and stuff. So yeah, I don't know. It could be out there. She looks excellent. The small little horns was an awesome reference back to that horned character in the church that the little girl said, because we're all thinking Mephisto.
Yeah.
But it was the devil with the small horn, and that looked really cool. Yeah, she was good. Worked out well. Good end to the episode. For all your hate, I understand, but I still enjoyed it. I do.
It's not a very exciting show either, though. I think.
No, not yet.
It's a bit like, come on.
But
It's the same episode I just watched.
the one thing that does annoy me is the fact of the concept that I don't think anyone's told Hiddleston that you're supposed to be the Loki straight in Avengers.
Yeah.
Not the one that was not at the end of Ragnarok.
Yes,
That's
yes,
probably the
yes,
best
yes,
one.
yes.
Yeah.
But besides that, his banter between definitely some ad lib. His banter between him and Owen Wilson's great. And I saw a thing the other day too of him doing an impersonation of Owen Wilson, and it is spot on. It is really good.
But like when he's doing his spiel about how he's trying to get out of it, sort of thing, and get to see the timekeepers, and they're going along with Owen Wilson going along with it first before he's lying. Like, see, that was good, Loki, because it was a little playful, but because he's trying to be, trying to be nice, but sometimes he's just a bit too soft. I don't know, not ruthless enough.
Episode 6 doesn't finish with them two riding off into the sunset on jet skis.
Yeah,
I'm going to be very disappointed.
There's jet ski coming for sure. That guy's coming.
Hopefully there's a fjord or something.
Or fish.
Oh, Jesus. Well, yes, then they can bring him back a fish and his brain will explode because he's never conceptualized a fish.
That'll be like a very, very end sequence.
That'll be the end credit.
Like it just chucks a fish in. It's like, I'm going to gut you like this, and then,
You're like, I don't know what this is, so it's not scary.
So like a rock to him, basically. Especially a fish without water.
Yeah.
This week's Film Flashback. Are you happy?
Oh, well, just say it right. Come on, Dylan. Bloody young
Say how I want.
Film.
Flashback. Jason chose the coveted Nick Fury.
It's excellent.
Oh, excellent.
At the start.
Nick Fury. Can I say the title of the movie first?
Yes.
Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. Okay, thank you, Dave. Now go.
Yes.
Go on.
At the very start, is that Denozo?
Is the what now?
The guard.
From
The-
NCIS?
Yes.
I don't think so.
So it looks like him, though.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, so NCIS is Agent Denozo, and
I don't watch
he's
that
a character in it.
Yeah.
I've never watched that TV show.
All right.
You just IMDb'd it, Dave.
Yeah.
I should have. But yeah. Like
Probably should have prefaced it with, has anyone watched that really bad show?
Yeah, I know. I don't watch rubbish shows like that.
It was terrible.
It's great.
At the start, I didn't even know if he was good or bad. Like,
Let's just go back to the start.
yeah.
Cryogenic section. You're in a lab and it's the section, not a laboratory, it's a section. Oh, that was
You got
excellent.
Cairo section.
Free stuff
And the
fix your
robotic
back.
section.
The robotics.
Man.
The Ribena section.
Sector, maybe, or something, but section, it just seems so dodgy.
You didn't know like whether he was good or bad.
Nick Fury?
No,
Clay Quartermain?
the
Yeah.
Pierce or whatever.
Quar-
No, not Pierce.
Quartermain.
Yeah, Quartermain. And like you didn't know, like, is he bad? Is he
mean,
trying to
if you-
get Strucker out? Is he like
If you need a character.
trying to protect him? You know, like.
No, yeah.
But you don't get the pretense. Like all
Yeah,
of a
I had
sudden
no
it
idea.
comes up.
Yeah.
Was it Cade or whatever it was?
Clay.
Clay. Yeah, Clay comes up. It's like, hey, yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't sure who was the good guy in
Yes.
that scene.
Right.
But I think that's sort of Isn't it intentional? You know?
It's time to rock. It's time to rock.
Ah, it's so good. So good.
It's terrible.
I
For
couldn't
a
believe
movie
that.
made in 1998, it looks like it was made in 1990.
What do you mean that helicarrier
85,
is
man.
the pinnacle of CG?
I don't understand. Okay. The helicarrier.
The whole way.
It's generally, you've got the helicarrier, you've got the engines, right? It's a level. Why was it offset like that?
So much.
In the books, and the helicarrier is just a aircraft carrier
Yeah.
from the ocean in the sky.
Yes,
Not this.
but this
Yeah.
has like a freaking table underneath it.
Yeah.
It's like the
I-
pizza tables you get in a pizza box.
Yeah.
They just
Yes.
putty and made it into an helicarrier.
It's so
That's
good.
a pass for me. That's a pass for a helicarrier in the 90s.
I mean, I'll give it a pass, but it's
It's a pass.
terrible.
If
It's just.
the movie was better, he was so good.
He was amazing.
I will give him. He was very
was
good.
great.
Hassel Hoff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he played it cheesy enough.
Yes.
Because like it was a backdoor pilot for him to be a Nick Fury show, right? Because it's just him doing.
agreed
I
to
get Knight Rider. I got Baywatch. I understand how these sort of things can work, and he played it perfectly. And the story was good. The story of the movie is good. It's so comic booky. It's so shieldy. It's just cheap and got terrible actors.
Oh, awful accent.
Terrible.
Awful German accent.
Accents. What the director of S.H.I.E.L.D., like, he's a 50s gangster, see?
Yes.
Oh, and then he's just terrible at the end where he's like, I just blow them all up. And the other guy just out of nowhere, like, no, we're not going to do that. How about you just go over there and shut up?
Yeah.
Fun fact: Dugan, however you want to say the name,
Duggan.
that's the voice of Optimus Primal from Beast Wars.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, so I saw his name come up. I'm like, whoa. Optimus Primal is in this movie? Where is Optimus Primal? And there he was.
It had everything I wanted in a Shield movie. Nick Fury, Dum Dum, Countessa, Clay Quartermain,
Lisa Renner.
Baron Zemo, Almanzola. Different, but
LMDs.
LMD.
LMD.
Everything
That
was
was a
great.
sick
Oh,
scene,
that
man.
explosion was
It was
sensational.
great.
I'd
I'd have watched the crap out of that movie, TV show, and I guarantee if they made a TV show, it would have been so much better than Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So much better, because it would have actually been a S.H.I.E.L.D. show, and I would have seen some S.H.I.E.L.D. shit instead of that rubbish.
You comic book coward. What a line.
What did that even mean, man?
So good. How bad were those Hydra logos?
Yeah,
No, they were
they're
terrible.
weird.
At the end,
Yeah.
especially the ones on the TV,
Yeah.
at the end, they were disgusting. I
didn't
love me a
even
good
notice
Hydra
them.
logo, and they were...
Or just her setup for the broadcast. It's like they're rolled in a school TV, right? and the like, what do you need to say Cairo in like a ticker type thing? Like, what is that?
So
So
she
cheap.
was Sonya Blade from the original Mortal Kombat.
No, the second one.
The second one was it?
Yeah, the second one. The first one was
Don't you sully
Oh,
Bridget
Wilson.
Wilson.
Yeah.
Don't you sully her.
Yeah, she was alright.
She's still good.
She got the worst accent I've ever seen.
Oh,
didn't she?
the accent was terrible. She was good. Oh, especially at the end, her and the father.
So I'm thinking to the...
Holy hell, what was going on there?
And yeah,
It wasn't the laugh that I was getting at,
yeah.
Dave. It was
Yeah.
the...
possible incest.
Yes, Dave,
Okay.
without saying it. Well
Thank you,
done.
thank
But,
She was a sexy Nazi.
Incest
Nick,
is
I
wrong.
thought you were dead. I was, but now I'm better.
How good is it?
David Goyer.
Ah.
The applause for David Goyer.
Just that, like, when she shoots him twice, it's like, come on, man. Like, do that better. Direct that better, at
Oh,
least.
it's
you know?
everything better. It's so.
Oh, just and
Badly
also when
made.
he'd be acting, and then you'd go, "Oh, that's right, the Viper kissed me. I've got to act a little bit dazed." Yeah, then he's again.
I said to Dylan the other day.
Oh, when he's falling asleep in the jet.
One of the little things that annoyed me, man, they just dead set went to the store and bought an eye patch. It's like pristine black. You can't age that a little. Like, at first, he's in a cave, and it's black as it can be. Like, just put some dirt on it.
I don't get...
They use that train tunnel like three,
Oh,
four
so-
times in the movie.
I don't get why he's using a pickaxe.
Yeah,
What is he
What is he
doing?
doing there?
What's he doing with a pickaxe?
It was just a wall.
He's
Yeah,
looking
yeah.
tough. It was great.
Mining for diamonds.
Yeah. Okay.
Again, back to the helicarrier. The bridge. Can we talk about the bridge? The window? I was like, oh, cool, that's a window. Oh, hold on. That's the bridge of the helicarrier. It's like a window.
You
Like
got
this
this
big.
thing this big and you can see out of this. Like,
Like, generally want like a really cool looking window, right? when you
Dylan, the
reach.
budget of this was like $20.
Oh, so good.
And
But they had the big room on the inside.
Yes.
They just had a small window.
So $20 buys, yeah?
So ratings.
Well, we're not done talking about it.
Oh,
Oh,
sorry.
no, okay.
You know when she's
Yeah,
talking.
go.
I need a rant.
Yeah,
Go
go.
for it,
You know how she's talking to like the extra Hydra the
Yeah.
lieutenants and that? Do you get a feeling she didn't turn around and shoot the one that they captured? She just went, ha! And then shot like completely in the wrong direction?
I don't remember. Dave.
I don't remember that either.
I was
Okay.
not really paying attention too much to the movie. I was it was on. I was on my phone.
You're missing out. That's great.
I watched the whole thing, but I wasn't riveted.
Oh, are you ready for your minds to be blown? Dylan, what did you tell me the other day?
I enjoyed watching this movie more than I enjoyed watching Spawn.
Wow.
I was more entertained watching this.
I was like, oh, wait till you tell Nitin that.
Like, ironically enjoyed it because it was so bad. Or
Yes,
did
that's-
you like it more as a movie?
No, it was entertaining because it was so bad.
It's got a better story.
No, that's not true.
No,
Yeah,
he's one of those
It's
people
got-
I
that
think so.
slow down in
got
car
to
crashes. I think.
No, I
doesn't?
I get that.
Everyone.
Yeah, like, you know, like...
To just, yeah,
Look, everyone's entitled to your opinion. Just because yours is wrong doesn't mean, that's fine. Wow. Okay. Spawn. Like if you, yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
I think we've got like a nostalgia.
For sure. Because Spawn is a little boring.
And the soundtrack.
Yeah.
And slow and long.
Yeah.
This is like 75 minutes of trash.
It lost me obviously towards the end.
Yeah.
At first I'm like, oh my god, this is so bad. That L&D's kind of cool.
Yeah,
Nick
L&D
Fury's
is
cool. This Hydra chick is
But
horrible.
it's like when they're waiting,
She's the best.
you know, when they're setting up the missile,
Yeah.
and they're like, "We'll wait for it to go online before we make a move." I'm like,
Yeah.
just shoot them now.
Oh,
Don't let them freaking make it on. So you have to.
My favourite is when they set up their repellent stuff, and you're like, oh, that's going to be making some noise. What are you doing? Oh, no, we're going to repel into here. And then you're like, not far in the air. Nobody ever looks up.
That
Or,
spray with the lasers.
No one looks up.
That spray with the lasers was some of the best special effects. I think that's where most of the $20 budget went.
On the fake eyeball.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, dude!
Don't worry, it's plastic. It's like
Yes.
what you just had that dirty plastic thing sticking in your eye.
Oh, that's disgusting.
It's so good.
It's also an explosive sitting in his head, right?
Yeah.
He's a-
Nothing can
Get
go
punched
wrong.
hard enough in the face.
That's why his cigar was out most of the time, because it might light accidentally.
What
Light
the,
itself up.
the Hydra guys, like, are they clones? What is the deal?
All
They're
pale
just there, they've all got
white ball
this
dudes,
this
yeah.
weird look.
When you sign up for Hydra, it's in the waiver. You
get
gotta
the Michael
shave your head,
Jackson-ness.
you gotta bleach your skin,
And play with a tennis ball.
Yeah, it was so, that
and
was
wear
so
some
weird.
sunglasses.
Could you stop?
But the missiles coming out of the dumpster truck was cool.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Dylan
like a normal
Dylan
truck.
disagrees. The movie's great.
No, it's not.
It's great.
No, it's not.
We'll go back to ratings now.
Ah.
No, I don't care. You had plenty more to give.
What did-
That's not like the movie.
4.5.
Yeah, 3.
4.5.
4.5. It's not possible.
3.
Nah,
I'll never watch this again.
I gotta give it a 5. at
I'll give it a
least.
5.
Yeah, 3.
The story's great, and it's got everything I want out of a Shield movie. It's just so cheap and badly acted. That's its
Sure.
only problem.
I would probably say 3 or 2.5. Yeah. But it's weird because I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, and you gave Spawn
No, but you know it's terrible. Like, you know, it's
Because I
terrible
can
movie.
look at Spawn and be like, you know, it's not a fucking horrible movie.
True. Yeah, and the reason you enjoyed this more wasn't the quality of movie.
No.
It was less, non-quality of movie.
Yes,
essentially.
because
How
it was
can you
just...
not enjoy her accent? Every time she speaks.
It's
It
different.
just got
Yes.
worse.
Yeah.
It just got so much worse.
It did not sound like an accent. It sounded like she was slurring.
Oh. And like, you know it was filmed in a week. So like, there's no reason for it to change.
It's not like she lost it or gave
Yeah,
it.
nah, like, because that was... I'd love to see how many days they
so
shot
good.
there. Because it's like three locations, 3 sets.
It's like one day they only had that that
Yeah.
tunnel for one day.
Oh,
1
for
hour in that
sure.
Tunnel. There's a train coming through later.
Union Pacific doesn't come through here very often.
I could believe that too.
I still wish it was a show.
Train comes in now, let's set up the set. Just take a pickaxe, we'll do something.
Just had a thought earlier today. Like, can you imagine Cap Winter Soldier with like David Hasselhoff,
Yeah.
Nick Fury? Can you imagine that?
He's way much taller than I thought.
He's a big
Yeah.
man.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I loved how they filmed his fight scenes. Like, man, like, you know the one where he kicks her when she's on the table near the
So
end?
much kicking.
Yes.
No, it's all kicking. There's no punches. It's all kicking. It's like, I just,
It's so good.
I'm like, throw a punch. Oh, okay, British boy threw a punch.
Oh, what the ESP chick? What was the deal with her? How come she was painted white too?
Why was she so pale?
Right? Like, it's not she's just pale. Like, she's oddly pale.
Yeah.
It's clearly makeup.
Yes, yeah, but
And
why?
yeah.
There's no.
ESP make you
I
super pale?
I didn't even.
And have
notice.
eyes like Storm in X-Men.
Well, see, that I can understand. Just brain stuff.
Yeah. I
Just,
didn't notice
it's a visual for the audience.
Yeah.
I just thought she was pale. I didn't notice.
When they're coming out of the water, you're like, what is the deal here?
Yeah.
No.
They just happen to be there. It's like,
She's one of the Hydras.
She's one of them. Sleeper agent.
She hasn't got it. She hasn't got her glasses yet, or shaved her head.
well, that probably would have been the sequel.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah,
Now we'll never know.
she was the dog.
Or she's LMD.
Yeah, because that looked milky as well at first. LMD was the best.
So what was that, like a 3.5 out of 5, maybe?
Yeah, probably.
Out of 5.
Out of
Out of
5.
10, out of 10, sorry.
Yeah, jeez.
I said
It's out of-
5. I don't want. I'm going to recant. I loved it, but it's not 5 out of 5.
No,
lowering
my
my score.
mindset is like, doesn't know 5 to 10
Yeah,
for this
yeah.
movie, so it's like,
Yeah, I'll give it 5, maybe 5.5. Yeah, I'll get 5.5. It's got to be better than a pass.
So what's next?
D.
I have chosen a short film by Oat Studios. That is a studio. I'm blanking on his name. Neil Blomkamp.
Yep.
He released a whole bunch of short films. So I guess like a short 20-minute one for you next week.
Yep.
This one's called Raka. Rakka. Starring somebody pretty cool and pretty famous. You guys will recognize. That is available on YouTube at the Oat Studios channel. And watch the whole thing.
No, that's 20 minutes.
Is it a lady we're gonna know? Is
Yes,
it that one?
yes.
Yes.
Cool.
That was a good one. They're all pretty good, actually.
Yeah, they were.
Just watch that tonight. It's 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were all fantastic, and there's some really good ones with Chateau Copley as God.
Oh, those are great.
You guys see
I
that?
saw those ones. I've seen the shorter ones. I haven't seen the longer ones.
Okay, cool.
I haven't said anything.
Oh, that's
I've seen
the God stuff, man. It's hilarious.
The American President ones.
Yeah, Bad President.
Yeah, those are great. I think they're making a longer one of that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And there's like some infomercials with like a
Oh,
cooking show
yeah,
thing.
yeah, with like different.
They're
gadgets.
just there's so many different things, and they're so weird and
Yeah,
great.
like, yeah, those infomercial things.
like that. The nut. The
The
cleaver?
knife hand
The
thing
knife
or whatever,
hand,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, you're like, what in the
Yeah.
world? It's full like Dentel sort of selling, like infomercial, and it's like a knife hand sort of chopping thing.
share my
Yeah,
slap
yeah.
shot,
There's
slap
lots
shot.
of good ones.
Yeah.
Interesting.
yeah, heaps
The
of them.
Firebase was that the first one?
Firebase
Firebase is great.
was the Vietnam War kind of thing. That was exceptional as well. I
Yeah,
might
was that the
choose
first
that
one?
later, maybe.
There was that robot one, which was Adam, I think.
Yeah,
I
that was
think I saw the whole series of the Adam ones.
that was
I don't
made
think
in
I've seen
Unity.
any of those
Yeah.
ones.
Yeah, so the whole thing was digital production
no, I
in
didn't
Unity.
watch any of
All
those
those Adam ones, those were really good.
So where can we find this?
YouTube. You said it. YouTube.
Open your ears.
RAKKA.
The hair's getting in the way.
Yeah, you gotta go like this.
It's looking luscious though, Dave. Looking luscious.
That's
you
good.
just mentioned a name that I saw some news today. New Batman artist. Did you see that?
No.
Copy it.
Oh, Coipel.
Copy
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I think
Yeah.
it's him and what's his name? The book's Iron Batman. It's gonna be called him and Ridley.
Oh, John
So
Ridley. Yeah,
I assume is it just the
'Cause
Fox
he
kid?
does a good Thor.
The suit looks good. They showed a couple of designs of the suit. Looks different. Something. Yeah.
Because I assume it's the new Batman from Future State.
Yeah. What's his name again? It wasn't Luke, right?
Yeah, Luke. Or was it Luke the other
Or
one?
was it Luke Batwing? I can't remember.
Yeah, Luke was Batwing, wasn't it? Oh no, this one's name.
Yeah.
But
So
yeah,
that was without notice, but I just
No,
I saw
yeah.
it before the thing. I thought it was pretty cool and good artist.
have you checked out his Instagram?
No.
Oh man, it's the best.
Okay.
Well, we'll talk about it later.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Interesting.
So
Alrighty.
that's it.
That is
Alright,
about
cool.
it.
So,
Raka
Raka.
next week.
Raka.
Raka.
Done.
Remind me.
Yeah.
Cool. We
Cool.
done?
We're done.
All right.
Like, subscribe, comment, all that garbage.
Time to get my shirt off.